And then we went on Camden Markets on the Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, I love that, Kales. I'm glad you had a good time.
I did. Like, do you know what? Like, I couldn't have asked for a better group of people to go with.
Tell her about my surprise.
And like Georgia, she's like, she's so nice. She always, it's like she's lovely. Like, people get Georgia so wrong on this app and everything, and it pisses me off.
Well, that's always the way, isn't it, Kales?
And that, like, she's the most. How can I put it? She'll probably hate me saying it, but she's the most giving person, and like, she'd do anything for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without a question. And then he's just, but we ended up with food poisoning, me and Georgia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on the way back from the breakfast, we think.
Oh,
So
no.
I've messaged the place to say, like, because me and her were the only ones that had the same thing. And then we was both like poorly, but she was a bit more poorly than me, you know, like yesterday and on Sunday. So
Thank you, Sarah.
Tell them about my surprise.
oh yeah, and then Georgia got me a little ring as well.
Oh.
For you, like in the house.
Oh yeah, and I come back and my whole house had been tidied up by my daughter and my next door neighbour. And I got cookies made.
Brownies.
Sorry, brownies made.
You have to go away more often, Kales.
I know.
Oh no, I can't do that again.
I know. But yeah, like, it's just, but yeah, everyone was really nice. I
Oh,
loved
good.
it. I have been spoiled, Ellie, do you know what I mean? And like I said, I couldn't have got away with a better bunch of people.
And are you doing anything tomorrow?
I don't know. I've not got anything as such planned. I don't really. This is the thing. Like, I don't tend to celebrate my birthday, Shelley, because the day after is like my nan's. So this is like the first time I've actually properly celebrated my actual birthday. Do you know what I mean? It's been mad. But yeah, I don't know what I'll do.
Oh, well, I hope you do something nice. Well, I hope it at least involves cake.
It probably will involve some cake somewhere. But yeah, I mean, she really. Do you know what? She's a preteen. She's almost 13. And in fairness to her, I've struck lucky with my kid. I think
What do you mean?
she's not one of them kids that goes out and causes murder and mayhem on the streets and stuff. Like, she actually kind of still does listen to me.
Somehow.
Big up for the 10k taps this morning. Well done, everyone. I love
I
it.
can gift you on this one as well, Jelly. I can gift on this one. I had my main taken the other day.
You have what?
My main account taken.
Why?
Oh, one guess.
The maple syrup loving rat.
Thank you, Kales. So what do we want to talk about today, chat? You know we're a chat-led platform around these ways.
Hey, chat.
Hey, Jacqueline.
Oh, thanks, Pete.
You're not going to tell me about your present?
Who's that?
Was that Hey, maid.
There is sauce in the cupboard.
Yeah, I don't know that sauce.
What, not even the mayo?
No, so what fresh doesn't taste like that.
Right, I've just disconnected, maid. Sorry if you didn't realise you're in the box. If you wanted the box, please feel free to re-request again. Sorry, maid. I just assumed you didn't know you were in there. Hey, Jim.
I didn't even know I requested. I must have done it whilst tapping. But hello, everyone.
Yeah,
Hey, Cheesy, you all right?
fine, thanks, Kel. Yeah. No worries, maid. I guessed that. So I just didn't want you to think I was dipping you being rude.
What happened, Jelly, last night? Are you okay?
Yeah.
I've not been on the app. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, I've managed to find myself in EQ's crosshairs, seemingly. So
How?
over what I'm going to assume is a miscommunication. But if anybody's in here expecting a clap back or something Larry, then it's not happening because I'm not like that. I don't
Yeah,
work that way. I know what the truth of the matter is. People can try and push whatever narrative they want to push. That wasn't what happened. And I know that wasn't what happened. And the people that support me know that that wasn't what happened because they're in here and they know what happened. So people that weren't in here and want to have an opinion based off a short screen recording, which ironically is part of what we were discussing yesterday, how narratives are pushed based on screen recordings in any direction. Yeah, have at it. Do your worst. I really couldn't give two shits, to be completely honest. So it is what it is.
Yeah, you should get your facts straight before you come on an app and start talking about someone.
Especially about Jelly, because Jelly's dead straight.
Hey, Mouse.
Exactly. Chaos. So it's a wild take. But to be fair, I didn't actually see this until afterwards. But it makes sense now with the comments that were coming towards you, you know, in Will's live about being click affiliated.
Yeah.
It's all making sense now why you were getting those.
Yeah, that's why. And I'll just put it out there now. I'm nobody affiliated. I'm Switzerland. Everybody is welcome in my room and in my boxes. I don't care what team you're from because I don't subscribe to teams. Do I go in Miss Red's boxes? Absolutely, I've been in Miss Red's boxes. Have I been in Angie's boxes? Absolutely, I've been in Angie's boxes. I do have my own clique called the Steakettes. Do you know what I mean? But that's what I say. What's the point in me trying? I've got nothing to defend myself for because I did nothing wrong. So, do you know what I mean? Take from that what you will. If you didn't watch the whole live, you don't know what happened. And that's a you problem, not a me problem. My clique is Peppermint Rhinos. You have all the Peppermint Rhinos. But like I said, if you're in here anticipating a clapback, it's not going to happen. I've got nothing to clap back about. You had an opinion based on incorrect information. That's a you problem, not a me problem. It's as simple as that.
It's pathetic, mate. I don't know what's going on, but obviously it's pathetic because we all know you, Jelly, and we know you dead like straight to the point. And
that's the thing, Kels. That's why I don't feel the need to go hard defending myself, and I don't feel the need for anybody to defend me hard. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, but that's the thing as well with you, Jelly. Like, you're very clear in what you say, so that people can't manipulate it and twist it.
The people that support me will continue to support me, and the people that don't will continue to twist whatever they want to twist. None of that is anything to do with me. That's them, not me. So.
And your community and your space will still remain a positive space, and we'll still continue to do what we do best, which is discuss things that happen on the app. And, you know, people don't like it. People don't like it. That's on you. But
Jen, nothing wrong was done yesterday. And people can try and push it in any direction they want to push it in. Nothing wrong was done yesterday. And it could be all cleared up very quickly, to be completely honest. But do you know what I mean? What's the point? People will believe what they want to believe.
Exactly, Jelly. People, especially on this app, they go where the wind blows on this app. So whatever. You believe whatever you want to believe, but the truth will always be the truth. And that's the fact of the matter. End of.
Hey, Claire.
I mean, that's true. We're team adult in here. We're adults that can have healthy discussions and not be degrading.
Well, that's the thing. Like
that we don't like. Or
over the last few weeks, I've been like, I know where I like to sit. Do you know what I mean? And where I like to be. And one of them places is obviously in Jelly's lives. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And to be fair, I'd probably spend, other than like say like if George's life or whatever, you know what I mean? I'd probably spend more time in Jelly's life than in the others' lives. If that makes sense.
Yeah, because Jelly's room is a lot of people feel that. I feel that anyway, that a lot of people see this as a safe space and
Yeah.
just a nice room where you can have a healthy debate and not get dragged all over the app for just the smallest of things.
Yeah, 100%.
And Jelly's quite protective of the people that she has in her room as well. Like, she wouldn't have somebody come up here and just start digging you out unnecessarily. She would drop them. So, unlike other rooms where they may just, leave you sat there.
But no, like I just feel like it's like the last couple of weeks, for that, like stuff like I've opened my eyes to a lot of stuff that goes on this app, and I very like it sounds stupid, very rarely come on it no more. I can't be asked. I came on it on Saturday. I jumped into Will Saturday night when we
I've
was
seen
pissed up.
that.
When we was drunk in Camden.
Kales, you're tiny.
I'm only 5'5".
Yeah, you're tiny, especially in comparison to Jake. I seen Jake behind you and I was like, oh my God, Kales is tiny.
Yeah, I'm only 5'5".
Bambino, she's taken issue based on what she believes the situation to be, not what the actual situation is. And like I always say, there doesn't have to be a reaction to every action. There's nothing written in law that says that's the case. There's no TikTok rules that says that's the case. There doesn't have to be a reaction to every action. Hey, Andrea, the fact of the matter is, like I've already said, I know what the truth of yesterday was. It wasn't what it's being portrayed to be, but I've got no, her opinion based on what she thinks she knows is not facts. It's her opinion, and that's fine. She's entitled to her opinion. Doesn't make it right, but she's entitled to her opinion. And what's the point in me sitting here jumping up and down, screaming that it's not the truth? Because I'm never going to convince people that don't want to be convinced that that's not the truth. Nobody was forced in my box yesterday. Hey, Smiley.
That's the thing. It's pointless. We all know what happened yesterday. Everyone that was watching knows what happened yesterday. Everyone was in here knows what happened yesterday. If people want to go with other narratives, we're never going to get a retraction. You're never going to get an apology. So what's the point? We just move on.
Yeah, and I don't need any of those things.
No.
Because that would infer that anybody else's opinion matters, and to me it doesn't.
Correct.
And all I think is, do you know what I mean? If you think I'm an issue, scratch your fanny and sniff your fingers, because you've got bigger fish to fry. Do you know what I mean? Why does my opinion matter to anybody? I wasn't pushing a narrative in any direction, because I don't do that round these ways. So, do you know what I mean? Take from that what you will. And yes, opinions are like our souls. Everybody's got one. But also that doesn't mean you should go around showing it on the internet unsolicited.
It's madness. Hey, Observer.
Do you know what I mean? What's ironic is, of all the things that have put me in her crosshairs, it wasn't last week when I was defending her saying I don't believe that she's a groomer and I think it's wrong that that's being put on her with zero evidence. That's not made it on her,
Exactly.
How I don't even believe that financial grooming was a thing, because my personal belief is that it was between her and the mum, not between her and the kid. The account might have been in the kid's name.
And you've always said that.
Mm-hmm. None of that made it on her radar, but that's fine. So you come from me, say I'm click affiliated, say what you want. I really couldn't give two shits. The only person I'm affiliated to is me and the community that are in here day in, day out supporting me, whether that's 20 people, 40 people, 200 people. It is what it is.
You've never been affiliated to a clip, because that's why you have people from all different fucking areas of TikTok in your boxes.
Exactly. There's evils that come in. There's people from the cult that come in here. There's people that like a lot of misread mods come in here. It's a place where everyone can come. There's just oh my god, we're adults.
Yeah, and like everything else is left outside, like kind of thing. It's not brought into this area, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Just be a grown up. You can sit with whoever you want. It's not. It reminds me of Mean Girls, you know, the little cliques that they have, like, oh, you know, you've got the cool people and this, that, and the other. Then whatever, just leave us over here. We're the weird art freaks. Leave us alone.
We are the weird art freaks. Embrace your weirdo, everyone.
Yes,
We like cake.
yes. We like to talk about cake. We get into really heated discussions about whether it's nougat or nougat, and
Scone or
nugget or
scone.
nougat,
No,
and
it's not nugget.
exactly.
Scone and scone.
Yeah, this is a.
I
This
do go in a lot of boxes, Kate. I like having my opinion. I like challenging people's opinions. I like giving an alternative opinion, you know, to maybe what other people are thinking, and encouraging people to think outside the box.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Do you just want to know what I was doing whilst this was going on last night?
go on, Jen.
I was in a live eating meringue to work out if it tasted like wet dog.
What?
Why did you not share that to me, Jen?
That actually sounds.
So I've got a friend, and she's got lots of isms. Bless her, we love her. And so, for example, one of them is that her toast, she has to put the butter on whilst the toast is cold. She has to let the toast go cold, and then put the cold butter on the toast because she can't have the butter melted in the toast.
So I do that, but only if I'm having dippy eggs.
Oh, she'd love you she'd love you agreeing with her. But she said, when I eat meringue and I have to breathe through my nose, it tastes like wet dog. So we had to try it last. That's what we were doing last night, was eating meringue to see if it tasted like wet dog.
So like actual like the meringue from the shops, that's like where it's crispy on the outside, it's chewy in the middle.
Yeah.
Jodie.
I'm gonna have to try this now.
Exactly that, Susie. If my teeth aren't leaving teeth marks in the butter, I've not done a good enough job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that now.
Like my mum.
I mean, I didn't get it, Kales, but she's adamant that she, if she closes her mouth and chews the meringue and breathes in through her nose, that it smells and tastes like wet dog.
Well, I'll tell you what, I had a cocktail right on Saturday called the Old Monroe. I took one sniff of it. I was like, "This is gonna be minging." before I even drank it, I took a swig of it. I nearly died.
Oh, no.
It burned me. My insides went on fire. And that, so I had to give it to Tonks. I was like, "Tonks, I can't drink that. You're gonna have to have it." And I went and got my Malibu and pineapple.
Has Tom said
Meringue
us
now.
yet, Nails?
Yeah, she has.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was last month.
I
I think it was.
when she
I
jumped
think
in
it was
the box.
towards like mid to end of last month, but she did have it. Yeah. Yeah, she did go with her sister. Went with her.
Oh, good. Hey, Shelley.
But yeah, she had that. She was like, "Oh, it's lovely." It was like bourbon and something else mixed in with it. Oh, I was like, "Oh no, never again." It was
Still
shocking.
stuck on the wet dog meringue.
But I'm gonna have to try meringue now to see if it
Yeah,
does.
same. Because this isn't going to leave my brain until.
All
I
I got
tested-
was powder and sugar. Like I could literally smell the sugar, and I certainly didn't get wet dog. But she's adamant that's what she gets.
Ellie
So we've
is
got a
saying
brief-
that
we've got a-
she says that's why you eat it without smelling.
So we've got to breathe through our nose as we eat it.
Yeah. So you put the meringue in your mouth, and then you close your mouth and breathe through your nose whilst you're chewing the meringue.
Right. Okay.
Let me know what the outcome is.
It wasn't on my to-do list of
I want to
Getting
know how she
meringue
knows what
today,
wet dogs
but-
taste like.
That's what we all said. We said you should be keeping your meringue away from your dog before
Oh,
you.
Resin, I have meringue with strawberry and cream.
Oh yeah, strawberries.
Oh, yeah.
and cream.
Eating mess. Oh.
Oh
And
yeah.
sometimes mandarin segments out of a tin,
Oh.
Ooh.
just to go a bit rogue. I now really want rice pudding as well.
No, thank you.
You like the skin
the
on
only
rice
thing I will-
pudding?
Sorry, the only thing I will add from yesterday is I have the live downloaded. If EQ wants the live to know the full context of what was said, feel free to send me a message and I will quite happily retransfer you the full live. I've got no issue with that whatsoever. So if you'd like the context, send me a message and I'll send it to you. No problem whatsoever.
Thing is, there was enough people in here that frequent that side anyway that could put it to bed quite quickly if they wanted to.
Yeah, and you know the irony, Jen? Not a single person did.
No, I know. I know. And that's what boggles my mind.
Not one single person did.
Leave you out to like in the cold when you could easily have just said, no, I think you've misinterpreted the situation.
And that's fine. Do you know what I mean? I see you. But like I said, I'm an open book. I'm transparent. If you want the live, just pop me a message and I'll send it to you. Not a problem at all.
That wouldn't work though, Jelly, because that wouldn't go along with the narrative that she's so desperately trying to spin, that obviously everybody that dislikes her must be Team Red. Well, I'm not saying that you dislike her, but this is the narrative that she's trying to spin, that everybody that dislikes her must be Team Red. I'm not Team anyone because I'm literally nearly 30 and the only team I support is Manchester United and they're shit. So see, the teams I support is no good anyway.
Will's live was mad last night. I can't believe he got a nana.
Oh, see, I missed all of that.
Was so chaotic. I couldn't even cook Martha. I actually can't get over Martha.
Hey, Tara.
Martha just come in and cause absolute chaos.
Was this before or after?
Abby, I'm not going to lie. I'm borderline going to block you for trying to put Cecil off of singing.
And then Cecil, oh my God, Cecil and Chippy, they were on one. Cecil's laugh was killing me off. Will was getting really, 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 really annoyed. And then he left.
Bev, I'm only going to assume because she doesn't have access to the full live, and that's why I've just extended the offer that if she wants the full live, send me a message and I'll send it to her. I don't care, Abby. Cecil singing would have really lifted the mood, I think, particularly over Irish speaking so much at random times with absolutely nothing to do with anything whatsoever. I think it really would have been the icing on the cake. Thank you, make it make sense. Well,
Cecil was spinning my head anyway because Cecil talks so fast sometimes that it takes me a while to catch up with what she said, and then I'm there and she's going on about singing. Oh no, it was getting a bit too much. Me and Abby were sat there like, help somebody.
I was sending requests. I wanted her to sing In the Arms of an Angel.
All me and Abby wanted to do was just watch X Factor auditions and
What
laugh.
made me laugh was she had the rent to ask in what key. I was like, I wasn't anticipating it was going to be anything other than out of key.
Wow.
Yeah, I got invited into... I didn't even know what had happened, what EQ said, but I just left on principle. So it probably looked like I left because she slated you, Jelly. But that wasn't even the case. I left on principle because I can't personally sit in a box next to somebody that's a racist and I'd say nothing. And I wasn't in the mood to call her out there. Well, to be honest with you, I wouldn't argue with her anyway. But I just couldn't sit next to the evil one. And then she started going on about Pearl being a racist. And then I had to leave the room because I thought, how dare you, you cheeky cow? Don't sit there and talk about Pearl when you, my friend, have said the N-word on numerous occasions and think that it's acceptable. Piss off.
What
So,
live
yeah.
was that in, Teresa?
In Wills.
Oh, I think I fell asleep.
She
I do
come
remember
into...
being in Wills, and I do remember.
I was upset that Will went off so early. I had nowhere to go to sleep in.
I don't
Honestly,
remember you being in the box, so I must have fallen asleep.
And
It
then,
was-
then I fell into Torians. I don't know what the hell was going on in Torians. She had Ems in. She had Gemzino in. I was like, if your sensory overload is what you were looking for, that was definitely it.
I was in Will's box earlier. This was before EQ even come in. We were just like Will has his little, just his fun little lives. We're just in there, getting ready to load up some X Factor videos, and then EQ ended up coming in.
Dad and kissing
Oh
on the
yeah, I must have
street.
fallen asleep well before then.
Oh, that's handy, Samsung. My dad's a reclusive and doesn't leave the house, so I don't know how you're managing to do that. But my advice would be, if you want to kiss anybody anywhere, try on the lips, because that's a decent place rather than the street.
I actually can't go. I'm in love with your dad and kiss him on the street.
Yeah, try kissing him on the lips. I'm just saying.
Oh, that spider stuff this morning had me. Ooh. No thanks.
Oh, Paul, can we have R.I.P. Little Mo, please? Poor little
I'm
Mo.
more concerned about some cannibal spider being thrown out onto the street.
Well, that's what I was. That's what I thought. I thought, well,
Why has Little Mo actually passed, or does she think he's passed and she's just threw him out?
No, got eaten by another
got
No,
spider.
apparently it got eaten by a Mediterranean wolf spider, and
How?
Dave the spider. Well, because apparently Nat was looking after him, and he got out. So she put what she thought was Little Mo back into the box, and it wasn't Little Mo. It was a Mediterranean wolf spider, and that ate Little Mo apparently.
But then they let the Mediterranean wolf spider out into the world.
Yeah, Little Mo
Fuck off.
never even got out anyway. Little Mo was still in the box.
So, like, there's a wolf spider running
Yeah.
around London now.
Yeah,
murdering
apparently
people.
Red 101 was saying that apparently there's quite a lot of dogs. Hey Rach, there's not quite a lot of dogs. I just read that comment. There's quite a lot of wolf spiders in London and that. So
Well, the
I'm
wolf
just laughing at
spider-
Samsung 100 saying what's wrong with being in love with your dad. I actually can't cope. What is going on?
Oh, what was that?
I don't know. I wonder if it's a Samsung ringing. Thank you, Matteo.
We've got CLA absolutely distraught over a spider that's been eaten, and
And
she's
Samsung's in love with me dad. Hey, Matteo.
Wolf spiders live in her. Oh, really? Did you have to tell me that?
what?
Oh. Wolf spiders live in houses and are everywhere.
I'm glad I've got 4 cats because spiders
Me too.
don't last long in my house. Thank you very much.
We don't do spiders.
Kate, go away. Don't say things like that. They don't come in bananas. They don't touch bananas. They don't go anywhere near fruit. Animals and creatures don't go anywhere near my nice food, thanks. Don't
There's a
scare me.
reason I'm allergic to bananas.
Oh my god, AJ, yes. When she says miso,
Hey, Matteo.
HORNEY, and CLA's like, no, don't say that, love. Hello, Matteo.
I would say, oh.
Morning, Matteo.
No, the thing is, Rachel, Little Mo never actually got out at all. So Nat was looking. Nat
What do you
was,
think she would have checked the box properly to make sure that he was out?
sorry, Nat was looking after Little Mo, Nat thought little Mo had got out. She saw another spider on the wall, thought that was little Mo, put that in the box that was little Mo's box. Turns out that it was a Mediterranean wolf spider. Little Mo hadn't got out. Little Mo was still in the box, and the wolf spider ate little Mo. And Dave, the spider guy, has absolutely confirmed that this is a thing. So, yeah, justice for little Mo.
She's lost the tarantula in her house.
Well, now all I'm having visions now of happening in London is arachnophobia.
Yep.
No, the poor thing will probably unalive rather than anything else.
No, little Mo is unalived.
Oh,
Little Mo is no
But
more.
this wolf spider is, and that's now running around London.
a wolf spider's not a tarantula or a pet, though, is it? It's a no,
but it ate little Mo, Matteo.
Hannibal.
Is
Yeah.
this a skit?
No, it's real.
No, it's real, it's true.
Spiders are cannibals anyway.
Yeah.
But no, this is 100% serious.
Well, apparently Dave, the spider guy, is going to send CLA a new spider.
Well, you know, that's... What about little Mo?
Well, justice for
I
little Mo.
don't think she should be in charge of any spiders. Personally, if she can't look after them.
Well, I don't think it was her though.
What, the wolf spider broke into the enclosure and ate it?
No,
No.
Nat put the wolf spider in the enclosure because she thought the wolf spider was little Mo.
Because she
Oh
thought
my
little
God, this
Mo
gets
got out.
worse.
Matteo, will you please?
Worse, that's horrific.
So Nat was spider sitting little Mo, right? Nat thought little Mo had escaped, saw a spider on the wall wherever, I don't know the particulars, thought that was little Mo, so put that spider in little Mo's box. But little Mo hadn't escaped and was still in the box, and the Mediterranean wolf spider ate little Mo. And then they yeeted the wolf spider out the window.
That's horrific. Wolf spiders are really aggressive by nature.
Maybe I'm a wolf
So
spider.
CLA is now
Also-
going to try and get Natalie done for assisted murder.
It's not like my cat sat here judging everyone.
I wouldn't be happy. I mean, you know, it was a bit of a careless mistake. Not my point, though. Wolf spiders in central London.
Well, that's what we said.
Yeah, apparently that is quite common. And Fiona's saying UK wolf spiders aren't that big, but the Spanish/Mediterranean ones are massive.
Yeah, but don't forget as well, like, you hear mass reports, like, there's been loads of reports where these type of spiders have been found on, like, fruit in, like, Tesco's and Asda and everything.
Yeah.
Isn't that how false widows came in though?
So just
Yeah.
rest assured, David said that the wolf spider would not go for a human. Hey, Chels.
Well, it doesn't have to. It's only got to look at me and I'll go running.
So yeah, can we have blue hearts for little Mo in the chat, please?
Oh, poor little Mo. I don't really like spiders, but that's still sad.
Well, it's a sad story, isn't it? A cautionary tale as well.
Thank you.
Alright, I had to put a post.
Thank you, Matteo. I was just going to say thank you for that one lone blue heart for little Mo. She did look gutted, bless her.
I had to put a post on the local site yesterday because someone's cat was trying to get into my house. Now, that'd be all very well and if you like, and Frank doesn't mind cats. But if a strange cat tries to get into the garden or the house, he goes off on one. And this cat was at my window and the guy was like, oh, he just likes to visit people, and my friend put on it. That's okay. But he's like trying to get into a house that's already got 4 cats in it and a bloody American bulldog.
So if you're only saying the UK ones are less than an inch, but the Spanish ones are like tarantulas, so I don't get it. Well, that might explain why Nat thought that it was Little Mo.
They did say it was a Mediterranean one.
Yeah.
But then I got very confused when everyone was calling it a house spider, because surely it's not.
Chelsea,
I
you
think
said
she's like a bird.
feeling would be better with a bird.
I think she would.
Kales, she throws bacon out of her window when she feels like it's her ham. She would chuck the bird out of the window when on a rage and say, "Be free, bird," and that's it then. The bird's gone.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't think she should be in charge of animals. If you can't be emotionally unstable and you can't really look after yourself, then you shouldn't.
Exactly,
know,
therapeutic, exactly.
in all seriousness as
Arachnophobia,
well.
the film.
No, I
Become
will
Luna
always be scared of
2.0, meeting a
spiders.
bird about. Oh dear, can you imagine? I can't even. I'd just still like to point out as well, I've not been to the shop to get any more bleach, so I'm still sat here looking like a fat raspberry ripple Eileen Warness. I'm just
Bumblebee.
We love Eileen.
pointing that out.
Oh,
I
and I
don't
just
want
want
to
to
look up
say,
jumping spiders. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vimto.
I don't want to look up jumping spiders. Spiders shouldn't be jumping anywhere unless
Jumping
they're on a
spiders are so
trampoline.
cute, Teresa.
No,
really
no.
cute.
Right, I'm going to have a look. 1 second.
Don't they reckon we eat on average about 8 spiders a year or something
Oh,
like that?
no, don't say that. On that note, I've got to go to the vet, so love you, bye.
Don't worry, Jen. I think that data was corrupted.
Yeah, I've none of you ever watched the film Arachnophobia.
Yes.
Dee.
There was a better
Is
film
that a
than
myth,
that come out
Hercules?
recently.
Thank you, Dee.
It's a myth. There's a better film than Arachnophobia that came out quite recently. I forget the name of it. I think it was a French film. It was really good.
Is there any statistics on that? Because I feel like it's quite true.
I'm actually
I might be
looking
getting
now.
confused with the fact that they reckon we consume, on average, 8 tubes of lipstick in our lifetime through putting it on and licking our lips.
That would make more sense.
But I'm sure there is something about the amount of spiders that we...
There is
Yeah, I think
something
there is,
about
because-
eating spiders, but Arachnophobia, my dad made me watch it when I was about 5 years old because he thought it was meant to be a comedy. And it scarred me for life.
Same, Jen.
Nightmares I had about getting bit by a spider and then getting a big blister and popping it and loads of baby spiders come running out.
Yeah. But I remember watching Arachnophobia. I fell asleep on the couch, waking up, and you know, like when the street lights cast a shadow,
Yeah.
and there's a spider on the wall, so it looked obviously about 5 times bigger, 10 times bigger than what it actually was. Well, I screamed blue murder, and everyone came running in the house because of the spider on the wall. And ever since then, it was like they freaked me out. Like, just no.
Do you know what I had worse nightmares about?
What?
So I watched a film absolutely eons ago with an actor called Jeff Fahey, and I can't even remember what the film is called, but he lost his like his hand in an accident, and they transplanted a serial unaliver's hand on his hand.
Oh, I've seen that.
Oh my God.
And then the hand had a mind of its own and was trying to unalive people.
What?
That gave me nightmares.
I have seen that. I don't know what
Convinced
it's
that
called.
was going to happen to me. Thank you, everyone. I need to now know what that film's called.
Oh, wow. It's like my mini Amelia. She wants me to get a spider, not a spider, a snake for her.
Oh, I don't mind snakes.
And my mate's like, "Oh yeah, get her one, get her one." I was like, "No." And she's like, "Why not?" And I was like, "No." I said, "I'm not getting one." I said, "You sit there in Blackpool as a kid, right, and let them wrap an anaconda around you, and then the anaconda's head like comes up against your face." And I know it wasn't an anaconda; it was a boa constrictor, but they're still the same thing to me. And its head was at my face, and I would swear to blind that it was going to try and eat me.
They're hard work to look after snakes, though.
I was going to say
They
that,
take a
Jen.
lot of effort.
And, you know, you have to have freezer space to have a load of dead, unalived mice.
Mate, that snake, that boa constrictor snake, I'm telling you now, anyone from the Northwest will tell you, that boa constrictor was fucking massive.
Oh, no, thanks.
And we was all sat in like height, like height shape thing. So I was at the back because I was the tallest, and that fucker's head was right next to my head. And that, I'm telling you now, that if we hadn't have had that picture took that quick, that was going to eat me. That snake was going to try and eat me.
Kales, why do you think the snake would want to eat you?
Because I was the fattest kid there as well.
Oh, you were a child, okay. I was going to say, like...
Yeah. I was probably about 9, Mateo.
Oh, God, I've lived this experience too as a child. Why do they do that?
I don't know. I mean, I still won't go in a swimming pool because I'm convinced that Jaws is going to come through the airflow thing and just come out of nowhere and get me.
That's a bit excessive, Jen. I think you should talk to someone about that.
It's the same as like Alien, you know, at one night the
Is it?
alien's going to come out the ceiling out of my loft. I've got an overactive imagination. It is what it is.
No, I'm with you. For me, it was my parents let me buy when I was 7 years old. I wanted it. They let me buy a video game called Resident Evil. And in it, there's it's a zombie horror, and there's a scene where a zombie bursts out of a wardrobe and tries to eat you. And I didn't sleep for months because I sometimes still feel like a zombie is going to burst out of my wardrobe. So I do fully get it.
Yeah, it's not that extreme, is it?
But I can't get over my child, Jen, right? You're not going to laugh at this. My child, for about 5 weeks, had a fear of Monsters, Inc.
Oh, bless.
I had to check everywhere in the house that there was no monsters around, like before she went to bed.
Oh, bless her.
Because Monsters, Inc. terrified her. But now, she sits there wanting to watch all the horror films going.
Oh, can't do horror films.
Psycho, that was, Kate.
Oh, yeah, God.
Just to confirm, the film with Jeff Fahey was called Body Parts. It was from 1991. I don't recommend anybody go watch it, not for that reason, but just generally because it's a shite film. But after losing his arm in a car accident, a criminal psychologist has it replaced with a limb that belonged to a serial unaliver. And it then takes on a mind of its own.
Yeah, but people do say though, like sometimes, don't they, like that they have a feeling like when they've had a transplant, that they've taken on some of the qualities of the person that had it.
Phantom limb pain and all that kind of stuff is.
Yeah.
No, AJ, I just can't get on board with that. I've tried so much, but I can't get on board with it.
Oh, no, I've not
I
seen
don't like
those.
it either. I think
What's
it's
that
a bit
called
B
again?
movie gone bad.
It's called Body Parts, Rachel. Hey, Eunice. It's from 1991 with Jeff Fahey. Apparently you can rent it from £3.49 on Prime Video, but don't come back to me asking for a refund on the £3.49, I'm just saying. No, it is in my watch list, Emmy, but I've not seen it yet. Teresa comes to me for all of her film recommendations.
I'll tell you one film that I watched, and I don't know if anyone else is like that.
Hey,
But
Amy.
it was about ventriloquist dummies.
Oh,
Chucky.
They were murdering people.
Yeah, Chucky.
No,
Child's
it's not
Play.
Chucky.
oh, no, we're not watching. Oh, not Chucky,
No,
no.
it's not Chucky. I can't remember what it was called.
It's the best recommendations, like she really does. Jelly
I
has
think it was
great
from the
film
80s.
taste.
Dead Silence, that's it.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah. It was fucking weird. But then I have a fear of them. I don't like porcelain dolls.
Oh, no, they're
I
creepy.
don't like ventriloquist dummies, and I don't like them. You know the French clown dolls.
Oh, no.
Pirouette clowns.
Yeah, you know the ones that like the Terrifier is based on.
Yeah,
Them.
my sister has she's got, is it chlorophobia anyway? But is that the fear of clowns? I don't know. I could have just made that up.
I don't know. I don't like clowns.
And I used to traumatise her by putting that 80s Pirouette bed set that everybody had.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I used to traumatise her by putting that on her bed. That's not to be confused with the time that we were messing about her at a church where there was a graveyard, and one of the graves, don't judge me for this. We listen and we don't judge. One of the graves had some pretty glass stones on. So I took a couple home with me. And she is 4 years younger than me, so please bear that in mind. So I told her that it had the spirit of whoever had unalived in the stones. And I put a couple under a mattress and then proceeded to spend a couple of nights lying underneath her bed, scraping the bed without her knowing, so she thought that it was the stones. Look,
Jelly,
I only had one hand and I had naturally curly hair. I had to try and get an advantage somewhere.
Jelly, I thought I was bad as a kid with my cousins.
I know, Siren, but we listen and we don't judge, okay?
One of my cousins irritated me that much that I took a Barbies, took the heads off them, dipped them in ketchup and then tied them by the head to a bunk bed.
Oh, Kales. Oh, justice for the Barbie.
Honestly, I was vile.
Yes, I did.
Right, I have got to go to the vets
Actually
now,
crying.
but I will have you on in the car and I shall speak to you all later. Thanks for a lovely morning.
Hi,
Bye,
Jen.
Jen. I hope the vets don't
know
rip
what?
you off too much.
Oh, they will.
Do
They
you know
always
what,
do.
though? You know what people are scared of, like cemeteries and stuff like that? I'm not, right? And the reason, and I sit there, and it's a logical reason, because I think, why would anyone want to haunt the place that they're fucking buried?
They're physically bound to it.
I saw this. My son has got this thing about saving TikToks he sees that he thinks are funny to show me when he gets home from work. Most of them aren't funny, but I just indulge them anyway because I think the sentiment's quite cute. But there was this one with this guy talking about stupid things that people say. And he was like, I'm going to write them all down because they are just really stupid. He's like, it's when people unalive and they go, oh, well, they've gone to a better place. He's like, they're in a box. What do they mean they've gone to a better place? They're literally in a box. What, a box is better than being on the earth?
I think, if they've gone to a better place, how do you know? Have you been there?
Well, this is all I say, right? I do believe in something. So I think I believe in rebirth. So you know that whole light at the end of the tunnel thing?
Yeah.
I'm going to go wild here, so just stick with me and let me land, right? You know when you're born and obviously you come out the canal into a room full of light?
Yeah.
So I think the light at the end of the tunnel is that. It's rebirth.
Just hospital room.
So obviously you die and then you come back as a baby.
Yeah.
That's just what I believe. So I believe in something else. All I say is
But that kind of goes with the saying, doesn't it? One in, one out.
Yeah. So all I know is, and I know it's got to do, thank you, Joey. I know it's got to do with like what your mind's open to. And I don't consider myself very close-minded. But I've never known anybody that's crossed over that has come back and tapped me on the shoulder and said, you know what, don't worry about it. It's not that bad over here.
I feel like I've had signs sometimes as a non-believer generally.
So I believe in signs. I think I've had signs as well, Matteo.
Yeah,
But
it's hard to say.
I'm convinced I saw a headless horseman in my local park when I was a kid.
There's a woman on this app, she's an American. And she does like her own series. I don't know if she's still continuing to do it because I've not watched her for a while. But it's called Hell's Help Desk.
I feel like I would love that.
It's really good, Jelly. It's really good, the series and that. And one of the things that she has in this is that, so it features like, obviously, like she's on Hell's Help Desk, so people either get sent there and they're wrongly sent, like they have different levels of hell.
Forgive yourself, Joey. I forgave myself.
And sometimes that's accidentally hell gets someone that should be in heaven. And that. But she also has a thing where she says that people have a choice. If you're on a certain level, you get the choice to reincarnate or stay where you are.
It is, Teresa.
So I wonder if that's kind of the thing, like when people say they have signs. Still, well, maybe then people have decided that they don't want to reincarnate or they're not ready for that yet. And that because on her series, it's like people might have to work on certain characters that they found out about themselves since passing. So they want to work through that before reincarnating or whatever.
What signs is she on about, Kales?
So like, you know, like when you say like, oh, like I've had a sign of like someone being here that's passed over.
Yeah.
And stuff.
See,
but then you believe in reincarnation. Well, maybe.
See, I was born a Christian into a multi-faith household, right, guys? And you know, I was brought up Christian faith because they were the best schools. You know, in the 90s, my family wanted us in. So I was given this belief system from birth, brought up in it. But as an adult, you know, I've seen too much horror really for, you know, to hold a rigid belief system like there's a benevolent God, even though I do believe there's a higher power. And I guess more, you know, everyone can believe in physics, energy transference, you know, it is really what happens when something expires. But I never believed, you know, if anything, I believed there was a higher power. And if anything, they're watching us like the Truman Show. They're not taking us anywhere afterwards. They've just, you know, left us here to see what happens. But in terms of signs, like I never believed anything of that, never seen ghosts or anything like that. But after I lost the closest person to me, which was my grandmother, I started seeing the white feathers, you know, at opportune times, and it started to become a bit uncanny. But then I remember going up to I don't know if anyone's had this. I went up to her grave, which I would do often, and one day, and I could smell what my grandmother's smell was, and it's not, you know, a perfume as such. It was just she had like we all do, a unique smell to us. And it was literally at the grave, and that's when I thought, this is really, you know, this is uncanny. I don't know, has anyone had something like that happen to them? Where they've been at their resting place and they've, you know, you couldn't mistake this smell. Like, I've got a nose like a rat. Like, it was her. I don't know if anyone's had that. I'd be really interested. Have I just gone off on a tangent?
No, cigarette smoke. Cigarette smoke. I always smell cigarette smoke if I'm in a graveyard, and that to me is I don't know who it is. It might be. I don't know if there's anybody with a connection to me, but I always smell like a heavy, strong cigarette smoke, and I don't smoke cigarettes, by the way. And not usually when I'm on my own, nobody else is around me. It's quite strange.
But for me, like so. My granddad on my dad's side passed when I was like 15. And when my nan passed, we went to their house and like to clear it out. And I could still smell him there. And like, I was 35 when my nan passed. So it'd been over 20 years since he lived in that house. So it couldn't have possibly smelled of him. But that's all I could smell was him in the house.
Yeah, so I would say that Lily May always smelt of vanilla for me, and mainly owing to the fact that she pretty much lived exclusively for the year before she passed on vanilla Pediasure drinks. It was the only flavour she liked. And even now, every now and again, like you said, Teresa, when there's nothing else about, and it can't possibly be coming from anywhere, I will get a scent of vanilla. And I'm sure that there's probably, you know, people that will say, well, it's coming from somewhere, but that's what I consider a sign. And like, not long after she passed, she loved grapes as well. And not long after she passed, I had some grapes in the fridge and they fell out of the fridge, but there was like no way that they could have fallen out of the fridge, if that makes sense. It could be a memory muscle thing. I don't know, AJ, to be honest. And like I said, I'm sure that there's probably a rational explanation for it, but I like to think that it's a sign.
See, as much as I think that there is possibly a rational explanation for things like this, I also think, like you were saying before, energy is everything, and energy transference. We are made up of energy, and that energy can't just disappear after you go.
Yeah.
It has to go somewhere. So wherever that's in something that you've touched or a person that you've touched, I believe that energy will
Thanks, Ash.
it will
Yeah,
reappear.
it's like my nan on my mum's side, like he was like my best friend. I can't remember the exact name of it, but I know it was Musk, but it was Avon did it. And I think it was in like a purple or blue, like casing. And it was their perfume and it was a Musk.
Shop.
And I can still smell, like I smell that not very often, but it's usually when I'm either feeling really, really anxious or I'm about to lose my shit. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so like the Robin thing for me, what AJ was saying about subconscious. So the Robin thing for me, I didn't know until quite a while after she passed that Robins were associated. You know, like they say, oh, if you see a Robin, that's a loved one.
Yeah.
I didn't know that till quite a while after she passed, but I would always find that in my moments of anxiousness, I would see a Robin.
Yeah, where you wouldn't see them before.
Yeah, but again, like if I'm rationalising it, I can put that down to a subconscious thing where, you know, it's like the thing, let's say, for example, I get a car and it's like a DS3, let's say I've got a car and it's DS3. But before I had that, I never noticed any on the road, hardly ever. But now I've got one and I notice every other one. So, you know, that's like a subconscious thing for me. And I can do the Robin thing to that, but the vanilla thing I can't attribute to that.
Yes. And this is where I think, you know, for events in nature like a feather or, you know, or a robin where you may not have noticed them before, that's explainable. But can you really explain away, you know, smells and stuff like that? And they do say smells are associated with a person's soul. You know, these spiritualists.
Do you have it with songs though as well?
Yeah.
Because for me, right,
I was literally just going to say that, Chaos.
My nan was a really, really big fan of this particular singer. And I refuse to play it anywhere, anything like that. Not because I don't want to hear it, but it reminds me too much of her, so I get upset.
100%. I can't listen to Cliff Richard. Or Daniel O'Donnell.
For some reason, out at random, and it shouldn't even be played in most of the places where I've heard it, they'll be playing Tina Turner. And it'd be in places where you wouldn't think you'd hear her play. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit in with that environment as to why that's being played.
But would you be thinking about the person before?
No. Like, it sounds really bad if like this will freak her out. So, my daughter, when she was about 3.5, nearly 4, I was sat in the toilet, and you know when kids don't leave you alone, like they just don't leave you alone. You can want to go and pee in private, and you just can't. So I'm on the toilet, and she come in, and my daughter looked me dead in the face, and turned around and said, "I was your nan before you was my mum," and then turned back off and walked out. Now that kid had never heard a Tina Turner song from my house, you know, like played or anything like that. If I heard it playing, I'd walk away, you know, like from it. And so because I can't be around it. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes. Why?
So she never heard or me speak about it. And then one time my ex was in the back garden and he was playing all like, you know, like all Motown songs and stuff. And he started playing Tina Turner's "Not Simply the Best." And my daughter ran out and was like, "I love this song." And started dancing to it and everything and was like singing it word for word. And I swear to you, there's no way she would have known that song. Not a chance. Because at that time as well, I didn't trust anyone to have her, you know, like overnight or anything, or babysit for me. For her. So, like, 'cause she only started getting babysat, like, when she was over 5. And in school and stuff like that, so she would have never heard that full track or anything like that because I wouldn't have been in that place long enough for it to be played. You get what I mean?
Easy.
Honestly, God, Teresa, but like when you watch her, like, well, obviously, if I watch her, she does have a lot of her nan's mannerisms. She does. But then I think I probably do because obviously I was dead close to my nan. So is it because of me that she has her mannerisms because I've got them off my nan? Do you get what I mean?
I think what you should do is just take comfort in the possibility that it is, rather than think about rather than rationalize it, because I think there's no harm in.
This is the weird thing.
comfort
She was
inside of
so.
it.
My nan died on the 9th of January 2007, and Amelia was conceived between the 3rd and the 10th of January 2012.
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, so we had that with Lily. My auntie Carol passed. I don't know. Can you say passed away? I don't know. She unalived in the July, and we found out. Yeah, it was the 31st of July, and we found out in October that we were pregnant with Lily, and that's like 3 months from when she passed away.
Yeah.
And like the one out, one in thing.
Because for me, it wasn't like, well, kind of, it was with Amelia. I mean, yeah, so, I mean, with Amelia, she was kind of one in, one out. So, my granddad passed in August 2011. And then I found out, obviously, in the February 2012 that I was pregnant with Amelia. But she would have been conceived in the same week that my nana died, but in 2007. Which I just find dead weird.
Oh,
What?
and while I think of it, sorry, just before I just random subject change, but it's because while I think of it, so later on in the week, I don't know whether it's Thursday or Friday yet, but I'm going to do a live raising awareness of conditions and stuff. So I'm going to talk about MMA, obviously, because that's in my wheelhouse. But Mateo's going to talk about Ehlers-Danlos, which he has. And there might be a couple of other people talking about conditions that they have. If you want to talk about a condition you've got, then just pop me a message and let me know. But I'll do like a posting for it. Thank you, Teresa. Yeah, so just so that we can have a bit of awareness on some conditions that might not be very widely known. So, yeah, keep an eye on my grid for that. What are you thinking, life? I mean, obviously, I'm open to talking about.
Yeah, Mateo.
Obviously, I'm open to talking about most things, but I was hoping for some of the rarer things that maybe people weren't aware of. But obviously, if we're raising awareness on conditions, then anybody can feel free to jump in. Yeah, well, pop me a message, Bambino. Thanks, Chippy. Pop me a message, Bambino, and let me know.
We want all your conditions.
Cauda-Equina syndrome. I'd like to talk about Fowler's. Yeah, absolutely, Abby. So as I said, just pop me a message. Yeah, you could do that, Ellie. Pop me a message. Let me know what it is. And keep an eye on my grid because I'll confirm when we're going to do it.
I have never heard of what Bambino's put in the comments or what Jen's put in the comments, so I look forward to learning about these things.
I think I've heard of Mateo's condition, but I can't remember where from.
Yeah, we're getting more awareness about it. There's quite a few big creators on here that have my condition. There's also, it might be from
Did one of the soaps have it?
No worries,
no,
guys.
but there's a big creator on here who is thought to have Munchausen syndrome that claims to have it. So you may have picked it up through seeing FYP clips of her. Yeah, I won't name her.
Oh,
Yeah. But yeah,
I
Jelly.
just
Yeah.
named her, sorry.
It's all right, yeah. But yeah. So she's prevalent. So she's raised a lot of awareness about the condition.
No, I don't think it was from her.
Oh,
I'm going to check, one sec.
Hey, Pip.
Hi, just thought to say hello. Sorry, I'm not really following what's going on, what you're discussing, but I'm willing to listen.
Oh, no, I was just saying that I'm going to do a live. I'm not sure when yet, but I'm going to do a live either towards the end of the week, maybe Monday,
Yeah.
just about conditions that people suffer with to raise awareness.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Obviously, I'm going to speak on SMA, spinal muscular atrophy, because that's what my daughter was affected by.
Aw,
And I don't
yeah.
feel like enough people know about that.
No.
Mateo's going to speak about Ehlers-Danlos, which he suffers with.
What's that, sorry?
Mateo, do you want to take the floor?
Yeah.
I'll just give a quick overview then. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's a genetic connective tissue disorder to do with collagen. Obviously, your body's made up of soft tissue and collagen, and it's just any derangement in the encoding for collagen. So it causes system-wide issues, but I'll get into that in great detail on Thursday, Friday.
Does your skin go really thin and stuff like that? Because it's like...
Yeah, see, this is what people know of it, and it's really not, it's the people with the double jointedness everywhere and the really stretchy skin, like contortionists. But it's far more debilitating and way deeper than that. So I'll hopefully educate everyone a bit about what it entails.
Absolutely not, Ellie.
And also awareness, because it's really underdiagnosed, and a lot of people may have a form of it or a milder form of it, which is quite common, called hypermobility spectrum disorder.
It goes under the radar and everything gets like...
Yeah.
So it could like... Because I suppose you've got to, like, obviously it always comes down to your diet, and your lifestyle is so important regardless of what you've got going on, but even more so when you have certain ailments and, or like diseases. I prefer to say dis-ease rather than disease. If you break it up into two parts, it's a discomfort or a dis-ease or whatever it is.
My daughter has Osgood-Schlatter syndrome, disease, whatever it's called.
Or a syndrome, yeah.
And that's because that's where, the tendon in your knee.
Oh, Eunice,
Doesn't
keep an eye on my grid so that when I do it, that you can come and talk about it.
It's mad though. It's mad, isn't it? Like the stuff that we don't hear about, that a lot of people actually do suffer from, but it's just not talked about enough.
No, definitely not. There's a lot of awareness in society. I mean, obviously, certain things are coming to the forefront when it comes to mental health. There's a lot of awareness around mental health now, but I remember that used to be quite a taboo, like unspoken about subject. But it's just about moving forward with other things, because there's a lot of people that there's like minorities of just like illnesses or whatever you want to call it.
Thanks, Jess.
People that don't really fully understand. Like, I think it's just raising awareness, like you said, Kales. Yeah.
Yeah, people need to.
Sorry if I'm babbling.
Condition I have, Pip. Yappa disease.
I realised I was like, probably like in the sound of my own voice there for a minute.
Don't dry trees, it's alright.
Yes.
Hi, Ginny.
Hi.
You okay, sweetheart?
Hi.
Hi, Teresa, Ginny, Mattia.
Hey. Kales, I've missed you. Where you been?
Do you know what? I get fed up on the app. So if I see Jelly on, I'll come in and that. Like if I see certain creators on,
It can be a bit testing, can't it, this app sometimes?
I just, you know what? I think because I found like maybe Jelly, guess what?
Tell me.
My ceiling's getting redone at the end of this month. Which means
Can everybody read Rachel's comment, please?
I know.
Which means I can decorate in May.
Did you have a flood or something?
No,
flood?
For some strange reason. So I've lived in this house 10 years, right? But before I moved in, the previous occupants, for some strange reason, ripped the fucking radiators off the walls in the upstairs. So even though like I've decorated several times and painted the ceiling, the patches still come through. Where there was like, like water damage.
Damage, yeah.
and like I've got two great big cracks going like from one side to the other. So when they came out, it turned out they'd done something wrong in the house at the front and the sides. So I had to have the wall retreated on one side. But then there was like, they had a look at the ceiling. They was like, right, we're going to replace your ceiling.
Just bear with me. I've got to get this phone call.
So I was like, well, how long is that going to take? And they was like, well, it could be up to a year before we come out and do it.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
So I had all the decorating stuff ready to decorate. So I was like, for fuck's sake. So I've not decorated the living room, like it's all been stripped and everything, but I've not decorated. Because I was like, what's the point if they're going to redo the ceiling? You know what I mean? It's just going to mess up my new wallpaper and everything else. So they're replacing the whole ceiling and then they're going to paint it as well.
Oh, lovely.
So it means that I don't have to paint the ceiling, they're going to do it for me. So then I just have to do all the other walls. But I'll be able to, that means I can get to decorate my living room in May.
Oh, it's going to be ready for the summer.
Yeah.
I might, for the live, I might do Monday. Monday will be a better time for me because I don't have to come off at a certain time. So I might do the live on Monday.
Oh, I saw a bus called Pimlico when I was in London.
Does that work for you, Matteo?
Yes, of course, Jelly, yeah.
And equally, if you know anybody that wants to come and chat, anybody who wants to come and chat about their conditions, just get them to give me a follow, pop me a message. Okay, I'll do it Monday. I'll do a post on my grid.
What's Monday's going to be about?
Oh, yeah, it's Easter Monday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it is what it is. If people want to join.
I think a lot of people are off work and that for it, so...
They will join. So I'm just doing a live about awareness of conditions that maybe aren't so well heard of. So I'm going to talk about spinal muscular atrophy, Ginny, because that's a condition that my daughter was affected by. And it's a genetic neuromuscular condition that, even 14 years down the line, I still don't believe enough people have heard about and are aware of.
No, I agree.
And it's sort of it's semi at the forefront at the moment because there is a mum creator on here that's going through a diagnosis with her daughter. So yeah, I just thought I would talk about that, and then Matteo's going to talk about Ehlers-Danlos because he's affected by that, and then hopefully we'll get a couple more people.
I've got a really rare brain disease that even doctors don't really know about it when I tell them I've got it, if you want me to come talk about that.
Absolutely, Ginny. Absolutely. Is it not testing for it? Well, this is the thing, Ellie, right? There have been many conversations about including it in the pregnancy screening because it can be screened for. But I know when I investigated it and tried to campaign a bit for it after she was first diagnosed, that the reason that they're loath to include it in the screening is because you can't determine type with the screening.
Right.
So there are varying types of SMA, and obviously it ranges from the worst type to a type where you can live a long and mostly healthy life. So because they can't determine type, that they were loath to offer the screening. So yeah, I mean, from what I understand, that's not changed in the 14 years since she's passed, but that was the reason I was given at the time as to why it wasn't included in the screening.
I suppose, is it a thing like they don't want to worry and stress out pregnant mothers if they can't give them all the answers?
Well, it's quite likely.
Yeah.
Because I speak quite openly about the fact that I fell pregnant again after Lily May, and we were, the trigger warning if anybody needs one, we were working towards having is it the CVS check, the CVS test at 12 weeks. So we were working towards that to determine that was going to tell us whether the pregnancy was affected by SMA or not. And we'd already decided that if the pregnancy was affected by SMA, that we wouldn't continue with the pregnancy because it wasn't it was what we would class as a not viable pregnancy for us, because I couldn't go through living, you know, I wouldn't change my daughter for the world, but I couldn't survive that again.
Yeah.
And the only thing about that is, Hey Jojo, is obviously it would only tell you if the pregnancy was affected by SMA. It wouldn't tell you what type. So I guess there is a possibility that I could have had a pregnancy affected by SMA, but it could have been type 4, so it wouldn't have been anywhere near as severe as a type 1 diagnosis.
Yeah, but that's understandable though, Jelly, for what you've been through.
Yeah, and I get that, Kels, but I wonder if that's maybe why the screening isn't put into place. I don't know.
Jelly, would you be able to expand on, you know, what between the mildest type, you know, how life limiting is that? Because it seems really odd not for them not to include it as a test, especially if you're having an aspiration test. It just seems odd for them not to include it.
Yeah, so I'll try and find out the statistics of what percentage by type, if I can find that out by the time I do the live. I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but I know statistically, I don't know how much this has changed, because obviously since I had Lily, there's been the introduction of a couple of drugs, Spinraza and another one that help delay it. But the type at the time that she was diagnosed was determined by not hitting the milestones. And yeah, exactly, Ellie, exactly that. And our GP hadn't either. So I don't know what percentage, but I do know that at the time she was diagnosed, 95% of babies that were diagnosed with type 1 did not make their second birthday.
Oh.
And she ended up forming part of that statistic, because she passed away just a month before her second birthday.
Jelly, did you have issues with your health professionals getting diagnosis with the barriers there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it was regularly dismissed as just being over anxious mum.
Yeah.
It was global development delay because she'd been poorly back to back. Looking at the symptoms as an individual thing rather than there being an underlying cause that was causing all of those symptoms. And it was basically when I spat my dummy out and said, I want a paediatric referral because something's not right.
That's what I was going to say. Was this all through general practice? So there was a barrier to even accessing secondary care.
Yeah.
The medical gaslighting that medical professionals do to first-time mothers is unbelievable. Like, just listen to these mothers, whether you think that it might be a case of, I don't know, Munchausen by proxy or not. Listen to the mother, because there's no harm in testing. There just isn't.
And no one knows their baby better than the mother. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had it, like, not obviously Amelia wasn't really severely, like, she was ill, but she wasn't severely ill. I took her in on the Friday, asked the doctor to watch the video that I'd taken of her sleeping like the night before, because the breathing was off and stuff. He refused to. Told me that she was just had a viral infection and that I was just being oversensitive because it was a first-time mum. On the Monday, she was meant to be having her first lot of injections. I refused to give them out until I saw the doctor. The doctor then turned around and said, I am ringing an ambulance because she's got really bad bronchitis, from what I believe. And it'd be the same doctor that I saw on the Friday.
Wow.
That's mad.
It was the same doctor I saw, and I lost my shit. I lost my shit in the doctor's room and everything. And I told my daughter said that he wasn't to come to the hospital because he wasn't welcome. Because I begged him over the weekend to let me to take her to hospital, and he was like, "No, just wait till the Monday to see the doctor." And I was just being oversensitive as well because I'm a first-time mum.
Yeah, definitely not. Can I let me just? Oh, sorry. Did someone try and talk?
So it's just like, it's not even doctors, I think, it's even people around you will consider, oh, well, it's just because you're the first time mum, you're just worrying or whatever, anything, and it's bullshit.
Yeah, Kales. Unfortunately, like especially for first-time mums, but you know, all round, there is problems with the medical profession getting any kind of diagnosis. Let me just put the other side of it forward, though, to play devil's advocate. Even though I've experienced all these problems and barriers to diagnosis myself, and you know, my sister and had it with my nephews and that, they are taught, you know, from the first year of medical school to look for a horse and not a zebra, meaning, you know, don't jump to the worst thing, because 99 times out of 100, it's going to be the mildest condition.
Sorry, you just had a phone call then. Did I miss anything? So sorry, just to answer the question, based on the statistics that are available, type 1 accounts for 60% of most SMA cases. Type 2 is between 20 and 27%. Type 3 is between 10 and 20%, and type 0 and type 4 are rare and represent less than 1% of cases.
And they're the milder ones, Jelly, type 4 and
Type
0.
0 is a more severe case than what Lily had. Type 4 is the least severe case. And usually that doesn't onset till you're after 30.
So it really does make sense for them to just do, you know, standardised testing for it, really.
Do you know what I don't understand, that, Jelly, is what they test for Down syndrome, right? And like nowadays, people live such good lives, don't they, who have Downs? And like my little boy, when I had my test done through pregnancy, they said, "Oh, you're high risk Down syndrome. You know, you should really seriously consider a medical termination." And I was like, absolutely not. But then they won't test for SMA. I don't understand it.
So it says type 1 is the most severe form, with symptoms appearing before 6 months of age. Individuals with type 1 typically don't achieve the milestone of sitting unsupported and generally don't survive past 2 years of age.
That's terrifying, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. Medical negligence, medical gaslighting, that's a serious issue, especially when you've got a child with SEND needs. They tend to do it even more to you.
And the prevalence of SMA is estimated to be around 1 in every 10,000 live births.
Wow.
See, that sounds really rare, but that's not a deep statistic. That's, you know, more common than it sounds.
I don't think that make it sound rare. I think that make it sound a lot more common, actually.
That sounds quite common to me, that 1 in 10,000.
Well, that's a lot more common.
It says as of 2023, it was estimated that it was 1 in every 14,000 births. This would have meant that in 2023 there were around 47 babies in the UK born with SMA, and approximately 28, around 60% of these babies would have had the most severe type 1.
See, I mean, I didn't know anything about SMA until you started talking about it, Jelly, to be fair. And I think that's really bad considering how the statistics are, because that's not that rare. I mean, I probably know more about some genetic conditions that they test for with children with autism than I do about SMA. Because, like my middle son, because he's autistic as well, they did genetic testing on him. And thankfully nothing came back. But I think when they start telling you these things in the hospital and they don't tell you enough information, I was like Googling it and thinking, oh my God, you know, like pure set myself crazy. So,
and they have trialled newborn screening, but not pregnancy screening.
Because I don't think they screen newborns for that either. Not that I know of. My little girl's only 2, so you'd think I would know, but...
What's the process for diagnosis in utero? Is it, you know, a blood test, or do they have to aspirate fluid?
It'll be a blood test via the CVS.
Oh, okay.
So she was in NICU and had like blood tests, and she had lumbar punctures and all kinds of testing done. But they don't really tell you what they're testing for, I found.
I think if they were aspirating the cord blood, then they should include it as standard, you know, even though it can't tell you what type. It doesn't make sense to me at all. But a lot of things within the NHS don't. And, you know, a lot of times it does come down to cost and whether it's cost effective. Unfortunately, that's why orphan diseases do get neglected.
Bev, I'm not sure, because when we went through it, I was in a lot of communities that were on Facebook, because obviously TikTok wasn't about then. But Ellie tagged me in a woman that, as I said, is going through diagnosis at the moment. And I don't, to be honest, I don't actively seek out that many anymore like I used to. I used to be obviously heavily involved in awareness and education, and I just don't tend to do it as much as I used to anymore.
Do you know what's really sad though? That people are having to come to the internet to find support. You can't.
It was the first thing I did,
Medical
Kate. After our
professionals.
very first paediatric appointment, I came home straight away and Googled it.
So when my little girl was in NICU, I got more support online than I did in NICU. I was like, even some of the other mums were like, oh, who have you spoken to? I was like, oh, another mum on Facebook, and they're like, because you know a lot more that's going on than I do. I'm like, we should join the groups. Because that's just the way it was. But my little boy, when he was 6 weeks old, he had an inguinal hernia, which is where the bowel essentially comes down, where the testicles would drop in the hole there, apparently. And they said it was constipation. It wasn't. It was a hernia.
I can hear my friend had that exact experience, Kate.
We ended up having to airlift him after I took him to a second hospital. And we went to Dumfries, because I lived on the border of Scotland. I lived in Scotland, but I went to an English hospital because that was the closest. They falsely diagnosed him as constipated, so then I took him to Dumfries Hospital, and they had to airlift him to Glasgow for emergency surgery because it was strangulated.
Yeah, do you know what? You just made me think straight away then, you know, when you said his balls had dropped, like, I was imagining like this 12-month-old baby taking
No,
water.
6 weeks old, Ben, honestly.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm going to say is when he starts speaking, he comes in and goes, because of cup of tea, because his balls have already dropped.
No, but do you know what they said to me in the hospital, right? And I still live with this all the time. Like, they said up until he's 16, it could happen again, and it's more common, it'll happen again. I was like, what? You know, but nobody ever talks about these things, do they? You know, it's just like, I think being a single mum as well, like, boy stuff, you do kind of think, like, I don't know anything about that. You know? Like, I don't know. I mean, I
think we find most of our problems when we're knocking one out, sort of thing.
Well, I mean, like, people say, oh, you shouldn't say, like, boy problems, but obviously I have different to the boys, and I have two.
Well, that's what they are, aren't they? Boy problems, they're related to boys. Girl problems, they're related to girls.
Yeah.
What else you meant to say? Oh, a person problem. Well, which person?
I had to take him to hospital when we were on holiday once because his little bits disappeared. I was like, where have they gone?
That happens all the time when you're cold, I'll tell you.
That's what they said to me at the hospital. It's because he's cold. I was like,
what? Are you taking him on holiday, you tight bastard? Scotland?
That's where we were in Scotland.
Okay, now. Here, let's get kids on holiday. We're going to Scotland. Fuck me, that'll be a ball fucking loss. I took back inside.
It was a bloody nightmare. But nobody, like I said, nobody tells me these things as a parent, so I didn't even know it could happen. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Charlie was having such a serious conversation that I just totally lowered the tone.
Yeah, it's probably that. Spoke up.
That was the time.
Yeah.
It's like basically, don't let anybody professionals gaslight you into believing anything, because...
To be fair, I've got varicose veins in my ball sack, so I can't say no, can I?
Oh, I didn't even know that was even a thing.
Yeah, trust me, it fucking hurts when they start bouncing about and tangling up. Ugh.
Oh, God.
You can knot them. They can knot up and fucking twist it. Oh, it's awful. Pain.
Oh, God.
So, you know, if any of you lucky ladies ever take me to bed and you're like, oh, why have you got them wire fronts on? It's holding them in place, all right? Can't wear boxers.
Outside? You can't go outside because it's raining, darling. No, sorry.
Go and splash in some puddles, lad.
That's what he wants to do. Fill up bloody buckets with mud and throw them everywhere. It's freezing today. I've got one good week in the Easter holidays and now we're back to the rain and the cold.
Thank fuck for that.
We're going to Scotland on Friday and all. Hope it's not fair weather.
Have you pre-booked your doctor's appointment for fucking missing bollocks?
Honest to God. some paranoia. They just looked at me at the hospital like, really? Fuck, I don't know. I've never done this before. Do you know, like, I don't know.
I don't want to go to hospital these days. Fuck me. Took my mother-in-law over there. Well, my wife did. Took my mother-in-law, so she'd had treatment for cancer, and they put a catheter in, and it was really, really uncomfortable. So she rang doctor and said, I've had catheter put in, blah, blah, blah. She's very much, she's 82-year-old, just had cancer treatment. So they said, oh, just hang on, we'll see what we have to do. They said, right, you've got to go to A&E. So he gets up to A&E, goes into triage. Yep, you're going to have it removed, whatever, blah, blah. I think it was 9 or 11 hours. She was sat in A&E after fucking chemotherapy. And then when she finally got through after triage, they went, yeah, we'll check it out. And it was literally 2 minutes to pull it out. Kept a fucking old 82-year-old fucking cancer patient in for 9 hours in A&E, sat there with a catheter that was uncomfortable. Fucking disgusting.
That's way too long. And that's dangerous as well because their immune system's so low when they've been on chemo.
Yeah.
No worries, Teresa.
I don't understand it though. Why don't they sort of things like that that's so easy to sort out in triage go, oh, right, yeah, that's simple, we'll take it out. Boom, 2 minutes, done. Fuck it. They must have called her in 3 times. They've only had to call her in once, pull it out, job done. Fucking waste of space, honestly. They couldn't fucking organise the piss up in a brewery in most of the fucking A&E departments. Fucking useless.
It's another reason why medical advocacy is so important.
I think I should go in and reform the NHS.
I think the NHS is just, there's too many middle managers. There's not enough.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're 100% right. We've said this many times, haven't we, Jelly? It's not underfunded. It's over fucking used.
This is overmanaged.
People sat there sniffling, going, oh, I'm in A&E. What's up with you? I've not had a bad fucking nose like this for 6 months. Now I've got a cold. Well, fuck off and have a fucking lime sip, you dickhead. Should give them bill. Should give them a fucking bill. There's $1,000. What's that for? Because you fucking come in with a cold.
Not just like the knobbers that go in on a Sunday because they're on a come down after fucking Friday and Saturday night.
And they don't want to go to work Monday.
Yeah.
There was a man in last time I was in a Sunday morning, running around covered in his own excrement, and then sitting with the children because one of them had a nosebleed.
Not with me.
But it was still going. Like 30 minutes later, couldn't stop this nosebleed, and I was just like looking, thinking, "Oh my god! I mean, really? Could you not like?" He was with the police. Could you not just cleaned him up in the cells, before they brought him like that? I mean, like really. Oh, but
yeah, it's policies. Policies are just terrible, especially unfortunately, Kate, with mental health. The police are doing the brunt of for work now rather than MH services.
Everyone's a social worker these days, it seems.
No, but do you know what's wrong with
Sorry, I do blame the doctors a lot as well because when we were going through my husband being diagnosed with his DVT, the amount of times I called for a doctor's appointment and they just go up the hospital and I'm like, I don't need the hospital, I need to see a doctor. Yeah. We just go up to A&E. No, yeah, but I need to see a doctor.
But this is the thing, though, Jelly. It's like when a child SHs themselves, you know what they make you do? They make you take the child to A&E, even if it's not something that has to be treated. Like, do you get what I mean?
It's because they want to log everything.
You have to take them to A&E to get CAMS to come out to see them.
Yeah.
Why can't you just have a doctor's appointment with the doctor and get CAMS to come out there?
Policy makes no sense. It all needs rewriting.
I went with my daughter, right? We were sat in A&E for like 3 hours. Then we got moved up onto a ward and we was on the ward then till like 5 or 6 o'clock. And then just to get sent home and be told, oh, you got to go to this place in a week's time.
A friend of mine rang the crisis.
Why can't I just take my daughter to the GP?
72-hour callback from a crisis team. That's not
ridiculous.
They tell her to have a nice warm bath and a cup of tea. If that don't work, go for a walk.
Go for a walk, yeah. 3 o'clock in the morning, single woman, go for a walk. Great idea.
They told me to go for a walk once and I'm like, I'm a wheelchair user.
And I used to do the crisis team, and it was always the standard advice. You give everyone pretty much the same advice. And I'd sit and think to myself, like, why are we even saying this? It's like a script.
Yeah, that is, because that's all the people that you get put through to.
That's why I left.
That's all they've got to give
But imagine,
you.
imagine saying something like that to someone, like, I'm going to go for a walk, like to go for a walk. Now, in my head, right, because of me, because I'm dead dark, right, my response then would be to that person on the line, what? So I can go and fucking pick out my fucking tree?
Oh, people come out with all kinds of kills, but I mean,
But do you know what I mean, Kate? Like that's what would come out of my fucking mouth.
I'm not even helping anybody. I'm just literally sat here reading a script to them. I worked in private healthcare, and I mainly worked in drugs and alcohol work, like substance abuse as a care manager and rehabs and stuff. But crisis team, the little bit I did do, and I was doing like my training and stuff, like it's a script. You know, and like get a ball and put some water in and freeze it in the freezer and punch that. Like, they're great, you know, if we're going to break someone's hand. That's really going to help them.
Do a choke, mate.
You know, like, I used to look at the person who.
Look at him with his faces.
How is everyone anyway?
I'm mourning the fact that I'm going to be. This is going to be coming up to my last year of my 30s from tomorrow.
Oh, you're only as young as you feel.
I'll be 39 tomorrow.
I'm more need to buy some more bleach.
Pardon?
How was your London trip?
It was amazing. I was telling Jelly before.
Oh, good.
If I go again though, Jelly, I'll let you know when you can come with us.
Yeah, defo.
Can we have a summary repeat for those of us who weren't here?
I've realised
messaged
that
Jake,
Camden-
but he's not got back to me. I'm very worried about him.
I've realised Camden's my place.
Have you never been, Kate?
Great, isn't it?
No.
Oh God, it's the first place I would have told you to go.
But we stayed in Camden.
Did you?
Yeah, we actually stayed in. We was really lucky, so we managed to get an Airbnb for 8 of us for 500 quid.
That is good.
So it worked out like 77 quid. Something like that.
Cheaper than a hotel.
And we was like right in Airbnb, like we was right in Camden.
Wow.
Because I was like 2 minutes from Euston and like 5 minutes from King's Cross and Pancras and that.
Yeah, and you know when people don't realise when you're coming up down from the north, like you want to be close to St Pancras, especially when you don't know London. Because coming back, it's just such a ball ache trying to drag stuff through central London. We're not used to
like we was like I was my train was at Euston, so it was dead easy. Like to be fair, eventually. But yeah, it was really good. So we went to Soho first.
Oh.
After like we went for something to eat and everything and got ready for the night. We went into Soho first, had a bit of time around there, and then ended up in Camden. And I love Camden, I'm not gonna lie.
Where did you go? Do you remember the name?
So we went to Camden Eye.
Oh yeah.
And then did we go to is it Camden Head?
Not have a pint at the World's End.
I think I don't went to a few places and that I can't remember. I was really pissed. Like I was really, really drunk. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm a lightweight.
It's your birthday,
So
you should be.
I was really drunk. But yeah, like I was dead lucky because I was with like Jake came, who comes in the lives here.
Yeah.
Have you met her with Jakey, baby?
Oh, Jake is amazing. He is
Check her out, Jelly.
He's funny on here, but in real life he's just so much funnier.
Leave my fella.
I love him. I love Jake.
Oh, good.
Oh, there's Kian as well. Kian, I love Kian as well. But Georgia's like, she's just amazing.
Georgia does have a very kind of a mothering instinct. I think she looks after people.
Like honestly, like I love Georgia Spitz. Like I don't care. People can sit there and say whatever, anything. Like they don't know Georgia.
Who's Georgia?
Georgia is one of She's got one of the purest hearts going. Like, once you know her.
Is she the police officer, Georgia?
Yeah, she's the ex-Fed, yeah.
Oh, no, I don't like feds.
No, she's amazing. She's absolutely...
Oh, you can't fucking judge her on that.
She's a beautiful
shut up.
person.
I can.
In person,
No.
in person, inside and out, she's absolutely beautiful.
Sorry, the dentist.
I can judge you.
And she's tiny as well.
We all don't like dentists because they hurt us. We judge each dentist on our last one. We could judge fucking coppers on our last one.
Yeah.
You'd like Georgia, she's hilarious.
You know, has anyone got any advice on taking a child to the dentist for their first dental treatment ever?
Bribe them.
Because I
Tell them
have
to get stickers in a sugar-free lollipop.
absolute nervous wreck. He's 15. He's never had anything done. He's always just had, apart from retainers, but that wasn't bad, do you know what I mean?
So, most of these were in my area. I'm from Northwest. I'm from between Manchester and Liverpool.
Yeah.
Jake's from down south. Kean's from down south. Georgia's from down south. Tongs is just slightly underneath me. Sorry, Jordana's in Liverpool, so it's only me and Jordana that live near each other.
I pay for a private dentist, Ellie, so it's the only way I could get in with a dentist otherwise, because I live in just outside Carlisle and we would have to drive to Glasgow, which is 100 miles for an initial dentist.
But I would suggest to anybody, like, if you do actually make friends on here with people, definitely meet them and have a night out
Oh, I'm just scared
and
to.
stuff.
Okay, I can have a night out on my own. I don't meet anyone.
No, I can never find the time. Time and energy are in short supply.
To be fair, Matteo, this is the first time I've been out.
I know,
Like, out.
Tails, I know. I was so stoked for you when I heard.
No, but this is like the first time I've been out in like fucking years. Like, I was made to go to my brother's engagement last year. Engagement party, but being out, I think mine was 2018.
Yeah, wow.
I
I can't remember last time I went out.
I don't like going out to places, but I loved it. I loved being with them. Like, they're just amazing.
What are you doing, you fucking knob? Keep driving, you fucking dickhead.
I nearly got killed. I nearly got smushed by cars at least on 4 occasions. Crossing the road in London.
Doing?
Really?
Oh yeah, they'll keep coming whether you're crossing the road or not.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
like I
don't
wasn't. Nearly got smushed by about 3 cars. I got a picture of a punk playing the guitar in Camden.
They like shut these big gates.
Sounds quite vanilla. Are there any stories that are needed to be taken over to Jelly After Dark?
Well, apparently, so Keane was trying to get me to turn round to this guy, and I wasn't. I went dead embarrassed and apparently dead shy.
Yeah.
And that, and then the next thing you know, the guy poured his drink over my feet.
Oh.
You sure you weren't pissing on them?
No, he poured his drink over my foot, and then he got me in a headlock and was apologising.
One in Camden.
And I was like, it's okay. Like,
That might be flirting in 2025, that.
yeah, I think, but to be fair though, like, I'd been giving him the eye beforehand, but you know, like, when someone actually does reciprocate you back, and then you get scared.
I just realised I was on mute. I was talking and I was on mute.
Well done, Jelly.
Thank you, Dave. I thought, why is everyone ignoring me?
Well, I went to the theatre on Saturday night and we watched Shirley Valentine.
Oh my god.
Oh,
It was actually really, really good.
that's the one where she runs off to Greece in it and starts dating the waiters.
Yeah, she just talks to the wall and talks to the rock. Yeah, it was fucking really good, to be fair, really good. She fucking cooked some egg and chips while she was on stage, and it was just a one-person play, just her in it. And like, she cooked them in deep fat fryer. They looked and smelt so fucking good, and then they went in bin. I was like, what's the spot? I'd have had them bastards.
Thank you, Jen.
Get some salt and vinegar on that
Jen.
and get them in a butter. Get them in a tea cake, I say. Get them in a tea cake.
Yeah, I'm in a tea cake.
See, we don't go out like drinking stuff anymore, but we've been going to a lot of West End shows and driving into London and seeing a lot of different things on the West End.
I had my picture taken outside the sign that says Harry Potter and the Child's Curse thing.
Yeah.
I had my picture taken outside, like, next to that. And then there was some guys with bikes, so I had my picture taken next to one of the bikes.
Oh, you can't call them bikes, they're women. Oh.
No, these were proper bikes. They were revving them and everything. They were like, oh my God.
Right, sorry, my bad.
Where did you go out, Hales, then? What city?
So we went to London, we went to Soho first and then Camden.
Oh, lovely.
What day activities did you do?
We went round
They
Camden
rode some
Market.
bikes.
We went round Camden Market on Sunday
Yeah, it's like
And
a
that-
full day activity, isn't
because
it?
I wanted to get some stuff for Mini Me
I haven't been to
from there.
Camden.
And then Georgia was laughing at me because I was haggling with the stall people.
You need to haggle with
And that,
It's a northern
so-
thing. They don't take that down in London.
Yeah, but what Kales were doing, Kales were doing it all wrong. She's like, I don't want to pay a £5, I'll pay you a tenner.
No,
I know,
listen,
I
nah. They were trying to get me to pay 25 quid for a TY Paddington Bear, which I knew was fake, right? And I was like, mate, I'll give you a £5 for it.
Fiver, or I'm reporting you to the
And
council.
he was like, oh, no, I can't do it for £5. He was like, I'll do it for 10, right? And I was like, oh, no, fuck off. No. So I went further on, and then I got one for her, and then I got a free magnet thrown in as well. And then she wanted one of these like pointed rings, like you know, like a claw ring.
Yeah.
The smacking
Yeah.
people with.
Finger
But I
armor.
found one, and it was like with a wolf's head in it. It was like in the shape of like a dagger. So I got her that, and it was like 5 quid. I was like, mate, I can get it for 20 quid off Amazon. He went, all right then, I'll give it you for 25. I was like, all right then.
Did anybody watch Miss Red's live this morning? Going off
No.
subject.
A little
My
bit.
heart sunk today. So someone turned around and said, Little Mo's dead, right? I thought they meant Little Mo, as in Mo, who goes live at night having a few drinks, pretending she's in Emsy's kitchen. I'm like, no, Mo. Mo's not there. He was fucking silly bastard spider.
Yeah.
Not important. Justice for the person,
Did you
little
see
Mo,
what,
not the spider, little Mo.
He accused
Honestly.
of Daddy last night, Ben. That was awful.
What did EQ say about Jan? I'll fucking knock her. No, I can't say that. Sorry, I'm joking. What did she say?
She didn't say nothing. She just come for me a little bit for something she believes I did, and it.
Apparently, Jelly bullies and twists narratives.
Fuck me. Pot calling kettle. Jesus Christ.
It is what it is. Jelly with the pink hair and the hand.
Alright, I got-
Who came at Jello?
Jelly, no, sorry, Jelly with the wild pink hair and the hand, but you have to do the hand motion apparently.
And that was vile. Oh.
Well, that isn't that like being disabilitist or whatever it is. Disabled.
That's like earlier on, though, Jelly. You've got like a whole 10-minute segment about you. That's why I shared the live to you because I was in Tezza's watching it.
She hates me.
I think you must have missed it.
Who was this?
EQ.
Oh, EQ went in on Jelly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently
they-
Oh,
Jelly,
Jelly, you've made it now. You're a big creator.
Jelly
Yeah.
bullied the Observer into our box and forced her into twisting a narrative.
What?
That's what she said.
What have your what? What have I missed? Have you fell out with the Observer now?
No.
No, she was loving the Observer when she was in Jelly's yesterday. I don't understand why there was a problem with it.
Oh, it's evil quant in it. Fuck her.
Ben.
Must have got too many views, Jelly, yesterday.
And like I said, it doesn't matter. I've extended the offer to EQ. If she wants the full live, it's downloaded. She can send me a message and I'll send it to her. And it is what it is. Like I said, I can't get involved in what her opinions are on me based on what she's seen. That's her opinion and she's entitled to it. So it is what it is.
Wow. That's deep.
Definitely.
No one upsets my day. I'll do time for Jelly, and I won't leave the app after fucking saying I'll do time for her either. I'll do No, I'm not doing time for no one. I've got enough police cases against me. Fucking Saturday morning, fucking Sunday morning, police at my door. Can we ask you a few questions about something you've said on TikTok? Oh my God, what I said now. Yeah, I've got police interviews I'm getting done for, what's it called, the communication thing?
Malicious communication.
Yeah, I'm getting done, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, honestly, I genuinely am. I said to Gopper, I said, have you not got no better to do? He went, I have, but we have to fucking follow it up because there's been a complaint. You've upset someone's mental health. I went, I said, I've talked truth about someone that's wrong and how about that? He went, can you confirm this video's you? I went, I can't fucking deny it, can I? I said, but you haven't put a like on it. I said, so you can follow it while you're there as well.
Ben.
Wow.
Listen, I stuck up for women because there's a man on here, which I can't name. I can't name him right now until I've spoken to my solicitor. but he's been done in 2015 and 2018 for crimes against women. And to my friend, she had one drink at a party and ended up collapsed. Okay, she went to the hospital, said, "I think I've been drugged. Can you test me?" They said, "We can't test you because you've not been raped." So they didn't test her, but it's on record that she's obviously turned up to the hospital. She woke up with him stood above her with his appendage out, saying, counting from 5 seconds, in 5 seconds, 4 seconds, you're going to put it in your mouth. 4, 3, 2, 1, and obviously she told him to piss off. So I said, this guy on the app does this, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I've upset his mental health because of it. Now I'm in trouble for it, but it's actually a true story. So the fucking bad people get protected because they reported it first. Great.
For fuck's sake, that's wild.
So I'm getting a solicitor. I'm going to fight it. I'm going to get the woman to stand up for me, and we're going to reverse the charges to have been against him, and then I'm going to out him even more, and I'll name him in front of everybody.
It not go to court.
No, it won't. But they want me to sign a letter of apology, basically, some form.
No.
And I said, yeah, whatever. And then I thought about it. I thought, no, why should I? Why should I sign a paper?
Guilt, Ben.
Exactly, that's what Lisa said. You're admitting guilt of harassing and affecting someone's mental state. She said, you haven't. You can only thing you can admit to is fucking putting out the truth. So why should I sign? So I'm not signing it.
No, don't sign
I said I didn't want a solicitor because I don't need to, and now I am getting a solicitor, and I'm going to fight it. I'm going to try and twist it back onto him and get him done for what he did. Bastard! They got me locked up.
Who's
They won't
Gift
let me
Slayer?
out.
Why am I getting a notification that Gift Slayers lit up their gift gallery?
Always got no comment, Ben. Never speak to them.
I've got him on my ring doorbell, just laughing at the whole situation. To be fair, I'm like, look, he even laughed, even he thinks it's funny.
More importantly, why isn't my gift gallery lit up? You bunch of broke bitches.
What do you need, Jelly?
I need a solicitor, guys. Can you gift me, please?
I've
stuck up for all you women, and I'm still not getting no.
Has everyone done Hartmut's on them?
Just say the lady has new shoes on, bless her. You like your trainers? She woke up now, so I'll drop down in a second before the screaming starts.
They got me locked up, won't let me out.
Is that going to be your new theme tune, Ben?
Yeah. Lisa's coming up to film me getting arrested in police station. Like, oh my God, I was walking past this police station and Papa Blazy there getting arrested. What's he done? Oh no.
Just randomly walking past.
Yeah, all the way from fucking Portsmouth.
Oh, thank you, Ashley.
Just randomly, 500 miles away.
Thank you, Sarah.
Treasured box people, Hartmut's, please.
Thank you, Mateo.
Thanks, Mateo.
No worries,
Guys, send all the gifts to me from the treasure box. I need a solicitor,
Sarah.
please. Thank you.
No, don't do it, guys.
God knows what the police must think when people phone up and say somebody said this about me on social media.
Do you know what I said to Nick Hopper? Yeah, I said, I'm not being funny. I've told truth about someone that's a fucking wrong. And I said, there's people getting the windows put through by Sam Walker. They're not getting arrested. And he just went, yeah. It's a wild place, that TikTok, and they don't do all to help us out when we need to investigate either.
No, it's like people like going into Greggs and emptying the shelves, and the police are nowhere to be seen, but they're chasing around because somebody upset somebody on TikTok.
Yeah, I don't blame the police. It's not their fault. They've got to respond to it, haven't they? But it's like, he said to me, Nick Copper, he says, Ben, I know.
Thank you,
He said,
Ronnie.
once you've signed this form, he says, they'll probably disappear. But now, obviously, like I said, no, I'm not guilty of fucking harassing someone.
Thank
I'm
you
guilty
so
of
much,
telling the
Ronnie.
truth. That's it. So I'll stick to that.
There could be people running around stripping the shelves of Greggs of steak bakes after
Well, they won't be fucking hot, will they? Fucking no.
confessions. Oh, Ellie sent you a rose to help towards your solicitor. Ben.
Thank you. I'm going to get everyone's name on my suit that I wear in court. You know, like Tyson Fury, and he had Dosser written on it. I'm going to
Thank you,
get
Sarah.
everyone's name on it stuff. Help towards my solicitor's thing. Anyway, I'm going to go to Gully Signal.
Nicky Nack,
have a great
me
day, everyone.
afternoon, Ben. This
And I'll
happens
see
to
you
be
in
my
six.
live, not Ben's live.
Yes, Nicky Nack.
Rude.
Thank you, Nicky Nack. I'll see you all. I'll see you all in 6 months when I get released.
Shut up, Ben.
Thanks
You
for being my
don't
friend,
laugh
guys.
at
But
when
this is
Hey,
goodbye.
Nick.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
No, I don't think anybody in here should write a character reference for Ben. I'm just saying.
See, I don't blame him though, not wanting to sign an apology. I wouldn't either, because you are admitting guilt, aren't you?
Yeah, it is an admission of guilt.
And then they could come back and sue you under civil. Which,
Oh, guys, speaking of character reference, maybe someone in here can help me. I need advice. I've just renewed my passport and I've done it online. Right.
you need someone that owns a business, don't you?
Say again, Kate.
It's somebody that owns a business or something to sign it.
Yeah, well, listen to this. They've sent it back and they said someone needs to sign it, and I've gone, oh, I literally have no one here to sign it. And the thing is, it would be fine, but it has to be done online, so it has to be someone that I can give an email to, and then they can, respond to their email. I thought, I ain't got someone that can do that for me, so I don't know what to do. They're saying my money's gonna be just taken, like £90 they've took off me. Like, if I can't do it, they've got no other way of doing it. I've said, can I get my doctor to do it? No, not unless he's a personal friend. My friend, it has to be someone of a good standing. I have friends, I just don't have any of good standing. So, what? No, yeah, well, I mean, let's be real, like, none of them that can sign a passport. So what are you meant to do in that situation? Has anyone had any experience?
Yeah, my
with
best
this?
friend did mine.
Yeah, my friend did the kids' for me, but she's a TA in a specialist school, but
That's what I mean. I can't, you say, oh, my
there's
friend.
an refused
yeah.
my other friend who runs a roofing company. They said, no, he's not good because he has a criminal record, which she didn't know about until I asked him to do the passport. For Christ's sake.
So what is this now? Discrimination? Unless you're, someone of good standing and you roll around in decent circles, and you can't.
I'll message you.
Mine was a renewal and they never asked
Say
me.
again, guys. Yeah, hang on. You're breaking up.
I'll message you, Matteo. Thank you, Lee.
Oh, okay, Jelly. Thank you for the advice. Anything's greatly received, guys.
I see mine was a renewal and mine went through fine. But the kids did, I had a nightmare with their pictures weren't right, and then, oh my God, it took forever.
Yeah, it's a bit of a faff doing it online. I thought it'd be easier, but it's not. Mad how things have changed so much in just 10 years.
£28 for photographs of my little girl.
You're joking.
No, because I did
What,
the
to get
online
them
ones. They
professional?
wouldn't accept them. They said, oh, she had eyes not there, so she's got a squint. She's got congenital squints.
Discrimination.
How am I supposed to turn her eye?
Was that at post office, Kate?
This was the passport office. It was refused them.
Oh, wow.
Because of her squint, apparently. So then I took her to a place to get the passport pictures taken, and I sent that in, and they said, no, now her right eye's squinting. I'm like, she has congenital squints in both eyes. I can't control which eye is going to squint at that moment.
No worries, Abby.
So then they said, well, you need medical evidence to prove she's got a squint.
Thank you, Emmy.
And then my friend's mum, when she filled out the form, forgot that Eliza had a squint and didn't mention it. So they were like, well, does she even know the child?
Oh, it's just ridiculous.
She was the worst to get a passport for out of all of them. The rest of them was easy, but Eliza's was just somewhere else.
Guys, treasure box. Not only 19 people have opened it. Take your coin.
Oh, thank you so much, everyone.
I don't know, so Jelly will probably be able to advise you better than me. I tell you, you'd probably lose your money if I tried to tell that.
It's so odd, and so they don't help you. Like, what an odd situation to find. We don't really have a thing. It's just you just lose your money. What? I literally did it quickly as well because I knew they were going up from, I think, was it the 10th? In a few days anyway. Government gave us no warning, really, that they were going to go up. So I thought, I'll do it now, otherwise, to save me a bit later. And now they're like, we're just going to take your money. What?
Have they gone up? I didn't even know they'd gone up.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone. We've hit the gift goals. So thank you very much, Jen, Emmy, Jim, Kate, Kales, Lee, myself, Tammy, and everyone else who contributed and has gifted. Thank you very much.
How much have they gone up to, Matteo?
From £88 something to over 100. And I think more again if you have to get one of the urgent pathways, like in person or express.
Hey, because they tried to get my emergent verbal child to go for an interview with me for a passport. When he first, because this is his second passport, and he was completely non-verbal at the time, and I was like, what? And they put his date of birth down wrong.
You're joking.
No, they typed his date of birth in and put him like 10 years older.
Let's set a new gift goal, everyone. Shall we set something wild?
Yes, I think so.
Pip's in the box, Jelly.
I think she's got stuck in the box.
Oh, she's still there. I just seen the comment.
What shall we set as the gift goal, everyone?
You can't see yourself. Put a carousel up, that's lovely. Oh, the Easter gifts, they're quite cute. A lion. Go for a uni, Jelly.
Yeah, we'll just really big it up.
I once put a lion in a private jet and I got so much hate. I've never had so many people in my room before.
Yeah, what's the biggest gift you've ever got, Kate? In a life?
Uni.
A uni?
Yeah.
A uni?
Yeah, it used to be in a bit of a gifting ring though, so...
Oh, okay.
He sent me a uni, I sent her a lion and an Interstellar, so...
Say less, say less.
It wasn't like just random. I mean, I did have that one random person that used to try and gift me big and then told me he loved me the other day in my private messages, and I was like, oh my god, no.
Yeah, not good.
I won't battle because I don't like people to gift me after that gifting ring thing I was in. I was just like, this is just not right. It's just costing me loads of money. It's just not normal, is it?
Yeah, we've had this conversation, but it's rife, isn't it? Like, on the app, it still is. But I think definitely when the weeklies and that were going, it was...
I mean, I was on the Popular and all that. I was like, I've been like in the Daily's top 10. I've been on the Popular.
No way, Kate, I must have missed all this.
Yeah, I've done it a few times. Been on podium before. I just don't do it anymore. I don't like it. I didn't like it at the time, and that's why I would give everything back to everybody, and that's how it became like a cycle. Yeah. Because I wouldn't accept anything unless I was doing it for charity. And then if I was doing it for charity, then that's fair enough, innit? But I'd still give back to the people that helped me anyways. It's just like, I might as well just do it out of my own money anyways.
Yeah, and that is, it's a very big people network on TikTok, I noticed, with money.
No, see, I don't even speak to half the people. We fell out over it, and money divides people a lot, doesn't it?
Thank you, Maddie.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, even my friend, I would never lend money to anyone ever, even my best friends. You know, I'll give money if they really need it, but I won't lend.
I see, I've been there. Now I'll say to people, I'll give you this, never ask me again. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because I've been burnt in the past lending money to people. I
think everyone has, and the thing is, it just sours, you know, a relationship. So I think if you give something to someone, you know you've give it to them. There's no expectation of a comeback, and there's no room to sour a relationship. You know, if they don't come through for you. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm good today, Lee. How are you, mate?
You see that on here, a lot of people like behind the app, like what it seems like. People were saying to me, "Oh, do you drop people in their PayPals to gift you, Kate?" I was like, absolutely not.
No, how do you feel about that though? How do we feel about that? I've got really mixed opinions on that, to be honest.
I think it's just cheating.
Yeah, but I would also say get money any way you can.
No, but I mean when they're dropping into people's PayPals to gift them in a battle.
Oh yeah, in a battle.
I don't understand why you're just losing your own money. I don't understand it either. Like,
it's just obviously you lose 2/3 of it when you give to TikTok, don't you? So it's, you know, at least more of the money is getting to the creator that way.
No, what I meant was the people that deliberately gift their friends in PayPal, so they gift them in battles.
Oh, so like gifting rings, so passing money around.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's whack. The battle system is, I think, unaliving on here, though, anyway. Things are going to have to change because all the big battlers I've noticed, the 24/7 ones, a lot of them aren't pulling numbers anymore. Like, it's not keeping people anymore. And you are going to have a revolving door of viewers anyway that way that, you know, come. And most of them won't stick by you long term if you're not providing anything other than battling every day.
you're back, Pip.
That's it. I think it gets bored. I get so bored. I mean, as soon as I click live, the amount of people that send me requests for battle it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm quite blessed. I don't normally get battle requests. I say
I think
that.
because I used to battle, you see, Jelly, but I was always reluctant to battle. People were like, oh, do a battle kit, because you always come mine and support me and mine. And think, oh, God, yeah.
Maddie. Hey, Maddie. Bye, Maddie. Pip, your box.
I thought I was not in the box, and I was like, I had to make phone calls, and I was waiting to be let up for about an hour, and I was like, then I said, am I in the box? And everyone said, you're in between. I was like, I don't. So I left and came back in and then requested again. I was like, why did you not let me up?
It's stuck in limbo, just like on pause. Oh, Jake. Hello, my lovely.
You're really patient though. I was like, oh, it's okay. Don't worry. She don't like me anymore.
I thought you were on the phone. No worries,
I was.
Maddie.
I thought I was out the box and in the box, and I couldn't see myself anyway, so...
Oh, big up. We did it. We did the gift target today, and we did 6 out of the 12 on the gift gallery. That's amazing, Wills. Thank you so much.
Wicked. Jungle is massive. Wicked.
Oh, did they give you any to go home with, Sammy? A little bit. I suppose that's better than none.
You know, the other day, how we were talking about Wolf and the gifting.
Yeah.
Now, what I did find, though, when I was, like, in that circle of people gifting and all that stuff, if I didn't run battles, I hardly got any gifts.
Yeah.
They're literally based around the battle. People get so sucked into battles. I was so uncomfortable by it because it is like gambling.
You do earn a lot through battles if people start gifting you to win and stuff, definitely.
They're like backing you because they don't like the other person or because it's like it's a bit like being at the horse races and cheering on your horse, I suppose, isn't it? And you're getting in that moment and you're like, no, just another bit on this or a bit on that.
Yeah, win. Oh no.
You know,
what's it called?
Sucked into it because people are like, okay, your battles are so boring because you're like, oh no, it's fine, don't gift, just tap the screen. It's just not comfortable at all with it.
No.
And a lot of the people that I was in the ring with were very competitive, so they would like just go crazy, and I'd be like, oh no, you know, this is not right.
It don't feel right, does it? Yeah. I don't like I prefer to sit in boxes and chat and stuff and watch people host their lives rather than watch battle after battle after battle. I can't be doing with that.
Like, people say your lives are so boring, Kate, when you do go live because you don't battle anymore, you don't do anything, you just wondered about your bloody garden. You know, I was trying to tuck grass seed down or something else for people's health. Like, that's my life. My life is boring.
Yeah.
You know, I have to come off live because one of the kids is having a major tantrum in the background and I can't put everyone through that.
Yeah, it's a drama though. Don't forget about the drama.
The toddler drama.
Drama going on.
I got one who screams because there's a bug in the garden, but I'll deliberately go and dig up the garden looking for bugs. But if it's a flying bug,
Guys, I got an email off TikTok saying that they've given me live access. I thought you had to have like 1,000 people on.
Yeah, it's reduced a lot now. It's really, I know people, like my good friend on here, found through here, she's got 200, she's been going live.
Really?
Yeah.
They gave me had like 50.
She just can go live now and stuff. She's been doing it as well.
It used to be 200 to join a box and 1,000 for live. Then it dropped to 800 for live.
Yeah. I think they've changed it a bit.
And I know people that are on live with like 2 followers.
I don't get how they work it out. Or if
What do you want? Sorry, I'm talking to the child.
Yeah, but Teresa, you've got Oh no, you haven't.
Only
Maybe
got
it's
three,
based then on how much you engage
yeah,
with
yeah,
the
you've not
people's
got a
lives.
lot. Wasn't
Maybe
it?
how much time you spend in boxes and stuff as well. Is that what you just said, Matteo?
Or just how much you engage, because I'd never been in a box before they'd give me live access.
I got mine at 700 something or 600. Mine.
Really? It must be someone,
maybe
a
me.
human must be pressing a button, like looking at people's.
I was very silent on here for the first 18 months. I was very silent. I just was working the app out and everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, me too.
And I just like to chill out in the background and stuff. And then you start getting a voice, don't you, Jelly?
Yeah, getting
Apparently so, for better or for worse.
got live access at like 500. Yeah. Yes, Lola.
Is the drama cracking off?
I have noticed on the new accounts material that if you go live, you have to do 30 minutes. And then you have to go back live again and do so long. And then you have to send a heart me to somebody and they send you a heart me where you can go on the popular boards. And
Sounds like such a faff. You
It's
really
a
have
lot
to have
more
a drive
faff
for that
these
kind of thing.
yeah, you
Definitely.
have to really want to do it, I suppose.
I'm so tempted to make Lola her own account though and give her, do Lola videos.
Thank you,
She's a
Foxy.
character.
I should definitely do Lola videos. That'd be really funny.
I see these pet creators that, it's just putting my face on. I'm happy to put my face on thing. I could never do anything, opening myself to, thousands of people or hundreds of people, whatever. It's fine in a box. But, these pet creators that just have their pets on.
Some of them do voiceovers of their pets, which I find really
They're
funny.
making bank. They're thousands and thousands a month. I'm like, what?
Yes, definitely do that. I did what you said about Joey Tucky and all the other day. I sent him a couple of gifts on a couple of his videos.
Yeah, bless him. He's so talented though, isn't he? And I don't know.
That
I don't know what
Titanic one
happened.
looks
He's off the
amazing.
creative fund though, isn't he?
I know. The Titanic thing you did on his story looks fantastic.
No, I've not seen it. No.
Pip is a call centre. Oh. I'm going to drop down and it's all the week and moving now, so.
I'll hang on.
The demands are coming already.
Hi, sweetheart.
It's a snickery.
Hi, Nikki.
Have a good day, Teresa.
The level of disrespect, Ellie. Oh, those big books for Lola.
Look at Mateo's cat.
Oh, she's getting camera shy. Come on, you do this every time. You've been begging for attention, and now you've got it. You don't want it.
I don't think Lola likes to know a cat. She's really small, isn't she?
She's tiny. She's only like 3 kilograms.
Is that all she is?
Yeah, she's a tiny, tiny Bengal.
Is she fully grown?
Fully grown.
Oh, that's cute.
I thought Bengals was really big for some reason.
They're meant to be bigger. I don't know what it is with her. She was rehomed to me from a neglectful situation though, so maybe it's something to do with that.
Oh, she maybe had a growth stunted or something.
Yeah.
Do you think it's
Maybe.
cute at being really petite though?
It is, but I worry about the health implications
That's what you've made it, doesn't it?
because she's got a lot of health problems.
Okay, so she's a bit of a runt.
Yeah, I think
That'd be
so.
awful.
She's got a bit of a rectal prolapse and stuff, so I think maybe that.
Haven't we all, Mateo? Haven't we all?
No, speak,
Did you see the video
speak
of
for yourself,
Sierra?
Jelly.
Elaine tried to rush to the
Speak for
toilet while
yourself.
clenching her bum cheeks.
My friend's got a housebound cat because she doesn't have a garden. She lives in a high rise, and it's a right fat fuka, and it's really like I don't even like the cat. But anyway, sorry, it's not a bad thing, but it only likes her. She's trying to get rid of it. It's like no one's going to take on your cat because the cat doesn't like anybody apart from you.
My mum and
And,
dad got a cat when they bought a house. And
Yeah,
it hates women.
I
It
don't
hates
I don't
women.
believe in stuff like taking animals on when you make them housebound.
Well, they
Honestly.
didn't really know they were taking it on. She left they moved in after the sale was complete and the cat was there.
I think it depends. I think, you know, if you've got health conditions and you're disabled, a pet can be just the most brilliant companion. It does have to be the right breed, though. Like, you know, I don't think people should be having Bengals if they can't get outside.
Well, you've got to get ones that are more relaxed or need less walking or attention.
Yeah, fat moggy or greyhound. Greyhounds are great for people with disabilities because they're lazy dogs.
I've heard about greyhounds. They're not good with kids, but they're really good for like people with health conditions.
They're couch potatoes. They run really fast, but not
blasted and just want to lie all day.
Dogs do really they do need a lot of like stimulation and stuff, and it's unfair on them. If you take on the wrong breed, it's unfair. But you can get breeds that'll just chill out with you. Just relax, you know what I mean? Just like, okay, I can't be asked today, that's what we're doing.
That's I used to have a Yorkie, and when it was younger I had a German Shepherd. Then obviously the German Shepherd got past with age, but
I had a German.
Yorkie got old, and the kids just like, because I had another child after he was a bit older, the Yorkie just couldn't go up, so I did a rehome of my Yorkie to a friend of mine who just lives singly, and he loves it. She says, oh, he sits on my knee every day. We lie in bed, he's great, he just loves to sit around. Like, it wasn't like that in my house.
They're great, it's older animals, isn't it?
Just grumpy.
When they get older, they're better.
Really grumpy with the kids. He didn't like kids apart from age. Like, oh, he's fine with kids with me. I'm like, it's just doesn't live with them. Do you know what I mean? But I think when you have a dog and then if you have kids, it's one of them things, isn't it? They either get along, and if they don't get along, it's like, what do you do, innit?
Yeah.
But I had to rehome the dog for his own sanity because it wasn't the dog's fault.
Yeah, persevering with an animal, you know.
Hi, Rach.
It's just...
Teddy Yorkshire Terrier, they're just beyond that, aren't they?
I'm not familiar with Yorkshire Terriers, but I know they're a bit like Chihuahuas. They're not...
Yeah.
The smaller the dog, the more nastier they are.
Little ankle biters and stuff.
Yeah, he never bit anybody or anything, but when Miss Reds was at it the other day growling, it reminded me of mine. I thought mine used to do that.
Yeah, no, my dad's is a danger. I can't go in the house. It'll try and attack me. You're on about, ankle biters. No, it'll go for the face. It'll go for my face.
Yeah, I've been bit on my face. It's an ankle biter, but it can go for my face twice.
Yeah.
My little boy was at 18 months, so I used to think, oh my God, if the dog does go, because the only defence the dog's got is to bite. Bye, Sarah.
They do. Dogs can be taught right from wrong, though. Most of the dogs every dog I've met, they do know when they're doing wrong, and it's like.
I mean, never bit him. You should just snap and growl and make noise and think.
Time out. Get and sit in the hall, and I get
my dog knows when
why don't you tell your dog off? It's just
my dog knows when
you know what I mean?
She just don't give a shit.
What's your breed, Jelly?
So I've got my Lakeland Jack Russell cross, even though she has got Yorkie in her. She's my old girl, so she's like 10. She's just a bit more sedate. She don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
She's a couch potato. Then the feral thing, she knows exactly when she's doing wrong. She just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
When mine was younger, the Yorkie, he didn't care. He was great, but as he got older, and then obviously I had another baby, he just got to the point where he was just like, oh, I've had enough.
They can be funny with additions to the household, even when it's your own offspring.
Yeah, then he was all right when he was a baby. Once he started moving, like the toddler age at 18 months, the child would go and sit in the dog's bed, which should aggravate the dog even more. You know, and then people say, well, that's your fault, you should tell them no. I'm like, I know you do tell them no, and I don't leave him on his own with him, but it's such hard work. It's not fair on the dog. It's not fair on anybody.
Yeah, what I've gathered from this whole conversation is not to get small dogs at all. The spawn of Satan.
They just
and not worth the hassle.
Oh, I'm obsessed with a little dog at the moment. I think it's a Chihuahua, actually, that's got no front legs, called Belly.
Oh my God, I've never seen that one, Dolly. There's the child back again with the iPad glare.
I'd love to get a disabled animal, but I do feel like, whereas at one point they, weren't being picked, I think they're, being sought after now, really, for the purposes of social media and that. So,
Matteo, I'll have to tag you. Belly is just the cutest.
Belly, I might have seen it. I hate it though, Jelly. I get so attached to these animals, and following their journey. And then there was one that I was really, really loved. It was an orange cat called Butters. and it had some sort of spinal cord injury, and he used to watch it on live. She used to do lives with it. Now, granted, I'm not sure what kind of life it had, but it definitely had love. So, you know, that's the most important thing, I guess. And then one day I got used to watching regular lives with him and seeing his updates. And one day he just wasn't there anymore. And he'd unfortunately passed. And that's happened to another few social media animals I've watched. So my heart can't take it.
I used to watch Deefa.
Deefa?
Yeah, the Deefa dog. There was a dog called Deefa, and it had epilepsy. And it used to, the guy who owned him used to do funny videos with him where he'd talk in a voice like he was the dog, but he was rude. It was just so funny. And then Deefa passed away, and I was devastated.
Oh, I think I've seen it. Yeah, it's like losing one of your own or something. It's an awful feeling that was so alien to me, you know, before. I mean, how many more horrors can I endure in this life? I just feel now I'm feeling for grief for strangers, animals that I've never met.
So I think my main ones I follow at the moment, I follow Emmett. Emmett was he was a foster fail with Jack had Emmett, and then he's had to have a track put in and stuff. I'm obsessed with Emmett. The Three Amigos, I love the Three Amigos.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put me onto all these. I don't know any of them.
And then I follow a lady called Elizabeth Clee. She's another one that fosters. But I get heartbroken because she obviously she gives them up. They're only fosters, and a lot of them are medical cases as well. But like I couldn't do that. I get attached to every dog she fosters. Like literally every one of them would be a foster fail. So how she doesn't get attached, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'd be the same. I'd love to do that though.
Can I just say, we wanted to say this for the last 5 minutes. Matteo, I've got a friend who's called Matteo on Facebook, and he's Italian. I met him when I was travelling. He's called me. Is that your real name, Matteo?
No, it's not my forename, but it's one of my names, yeah.
He's Italian though, but yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Thank you, thanks, Pip. I'm not actually Italian. I don't know where the name came from.
I think it is an Italian like version of Matt, you know.
It is. It means no, it actually means insane in Italian. Italians tell me this a lot.
Oh, does it? Maybe that's what he is. Yeah.
Whenever they hear my name.
I thought Matteo was Spanish.
No, I think it's Latin as well. You know, Portuguese speakers have it. But definitely Italian, it's got a meaning. But yeah, I'm nothing of the sort. I'm a poser. I'm actually mixed race, South Asian, Middle Eastern and Caucasian.
Very exotic.
I'm a poser, I love that. Sorry, another child with another iPod.
Right, I think I'm going to go, my loves.
Oh, well, see you later.
Jelly.
Bye.
Get out, the lot of you. No.
Well, sod you.
Rude. I've had all your money, now sod off. Yeah, so I will sort the awareness live out. I think I'm going to do it Monday, and I'll do a post and tag and share and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, share it to me if anyone can as well.
And yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow. So thank you so much, my loves.
Well, thanks for having me.
Bye everyone.
No
Thank you,
worries.
Jelly. Bye. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.